Hello, and welcome to Dungeons & Drama Majors, the live stream D&D show where a bunch of us drama majors all cooped up in this little house together get to do a little bit of D&D in our steampunk-themed universe of our own creation.
Yeah!
Tonight is our first night back after a little bit of a hiatus due to various pandemic reasons, but we are back and here to continue, but also sort of start anew this story that we have begun to tell about these various characters. Do we want to start by going around the table, introducing, doing a little bit of something like that? Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Well, I will start. My name is Cale Wynn. I am the Dungeon Master for this campaign, and will be guiding these three fantastic actors and creators through this little journey that we have planned. Em?
Hey, my name is Emily, or Em. I play Isla, who's a rogue and an AI. And I run the tech here, and I'm just so happy to be sitting at this table again with these boys.
My turn, I'll go.
Go ahead.
Hey everyone, my name is Braden Butler, and I play Ludie, who is a human monk. Do you have anything else to say? You'll learn lots about him if you stay tuned.
Hello, please stay tuned, but you don't need to stay tuned long to hear me say I'm Jackson Card. I live with these fine folks, and I play Rex, who's a dragonborn warlock. And also, I was saying a businessman earlier. He's a drug lord. He makes drugs, which I know nothing about, but my character does. Anyway, that's me.
Well, there you go. Well, before we jump into things today, any announcements, anything we'd like to say pre-stream, besides that it is Braden, aka Ludie's birthday today. So just a little happy birthday to that boy.
Happy
Starting this day on
birthday.
a birthday, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Anything else you guys would like to throw it into the ether before we begin today's session?
No.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Alright, so with that, let's just jump straight into this with a little introduction, both for people who are coming back another time to take another look at Dungeons & Drama Majors and our campaign that we're running right now, as well as people who are just seeing us for the very first time. Give you a little introduction into this world that we're jumping into, and these various characters that we have that we're playing here. So, once, hundreds of years ago, there existed the world of Therendor, a lush place of great variety. From the biting cold of the Sharan peaks of Aomora to the blistering heat of the expansive deserts of Hycalion, and even amidst the mysterious jungles of the Isles of Azorus, the people of Therendor prospered, forging great empires and shaping the world around them. Throughout this realm, magic flowed freely, and over the centuries it was researched, harnessed, abused, used to create great monuments to the gods, and again to bring them crumbling down to earth. Many civilizations fell across Therendor's three primary continents, but new ones always rose, harnessing the endless potential of magic in new and incredible ways. The gods of Therendor were many, but many fell under the banner of either the angelic Seraphic Council or the infernal monarchs of Dritham. Two sides of the same coins, these two foes both represented order above all, one through liberty and the other through tyranny. While these two pantheons butted heads endlessly, a tentative alliance kept the peace. One day, war broke out in the heavens. Some say the council were to blame, others claim it was the monarchs who were the ones to break the peace. Regardless, it became a war of whose way was right. The war in the heavens made its way to Therendor, families turning against one another based on beliefs, and once peaceful civilizations shattering into squabbling pieces. All of this senseless violence drew the gaze of a vicious infection, the demons. Demons are beings of chaos whose only goal is to consume and corrupt that which is not itself. Countless worlds have fallen to their endless hunger, joining the ever-growing web of worlds that constitutes the demons' homeworld of the Abyss. Drawn to Therendor, the demons began to wreak havoc on the plains, slaughtering angels, devils, and Therendorians alike. As the world began to fall to the demonic infestation, a small cabal of Therendor's greatest wizards, known as the Oculus, came together in a desperate attempt to save what remained of the plane. Undergoing a complex series of rituals, the Oculus managed to sever the magical bonds that tied Therendor to the outer planes, cutting the demons off from the Abyss and reducing much of their numbers to ash. Those greater demons that survived either fled with what little power they still held, or perished. As the Therendorians rejoiced, an unfortunate side effect of their victory was revealed. Therendor was now completely alone. The Sundering, as it had become known, had cut the ties Therendor had to the outer realms, and shattered the ley lines that used to fill the realm of magic. Not only was Therendor now godless, it was magicless. That is, until recently. Nearly 100 years after the events of the Sundering, a new resource was discovered underground. Aetheris, crystallized magic left behind after the ley lines were destroyed. Harnessing the power of this new commodity, the people of Therendor have begun a new, industrialized golden age, with magic now back at its core. Our tale takes us to the continent once known as Aomora. Cracked like an egg during the fall, the continent is now divided into two subcontinents, Stalgard to the north and Liramar to the south, together known as Emeria. Stalgard is best known for its untamed wilds and clans of furbolgs who practice an ancient art known as rune carving, while Liramar, with its wild northern coast and perilous jungle heart, is best known for its southernmost province of Riss. Riss is comprised of the mercantile West Cliffs, the fanatic zealots of Tiramar, and the unchallengeable rule of the Network, at the center of which rests the city of New Eden. Nestled against Riss's southern shore, New Eden represents the high life both across the wastelands and the rest of Riss. Ruled by Archduchess Briar Shaw and her loyal overseers, New Eden's influence is felt across the continent. This is where we find our party of renegades, ne'er-do-wells, and fugitives.
And drug lords.
Of New Eden. So very, very complicated.
Fugitives above all.
Does drug lord fit under ne'er-do-well, or is that?
It sort of slides in under there.
Yeah. Umbrella.
So this party has done a number of things together throughout their time together as a band, brought together by a mysterious individual by the name of Silence, who first contacted various party members as well as a couple of others to help with a heist that he was planning. This heist was mostly to infiltrate the archive of one Alexander Caldwell, who had something very precious down in his archive, and sort of brought the party together as a group of people who were all interested in making quite a bit of coin, as well as having a bit of an adventure together. The party managed to succeed in this heist, unfortunately unleashing a quite powerful eldritch creature into Riss in the process, which has currently remained a little bit hidden, hiding itself whilst it gains more of its power. But after this event and showing that the party worked quite well together, the party continued on to do a number of other things, including helping Ludie with a little mission that he is undergoing to try and contact his mother in the High District of New Eden. This mission brought them to trying to track down an individual known as Ezen Vlag, a very, very good and quite prestigious smuggler throughout New Eden. And the party went through a number of trials and tribulations, not the smallest of which including taking down a gang, part of a larger sort of corporation that has begun to sort of sneak its tendrils into New Eden, known as the Opiates, sort of this ring of very, very powerful drug lords and the like, who have developed their own very, very powerful narcotics that they use to sort of influence the lives of those around them. But the party was able to cut off one of the heads of this many-headed beast, the Patchwork, a gang that was using their drug Stitch to allow people to regenerate regenerate lost limbs, regenerate from wounds that should have killed them, as well as helping those who have contracted the plague to sort of regenerate, be it only temporarily, from the effects of the plague itself. We currently join the party as they are sort of between jobs right now. Currently waiting for Ezen to get back to them after delivering a message to Ludie's mother herself.
Yeah.
The party are buying time, trying to find a way to keep themselves from anxiously awaiting the return of Ezen Vlag. And so the party have returned to an ally of theirs, Fontaine, the leader of the Fontaine's Boy gang, which is a sort of a renegade group throughout New Eden that is trying to overthrow the very oppressive rule of Archduchess Shaw. And this individual Fontaine has tasked the party with hunting down another gang that is having a meeting with another branch of the Opiate. This gang, known as Booker's Gang, has had some run-ins with both Ludie and Rex, and not quite the most positive of run-ins. And so the party was more than happy to take a job that might involve getting a little bit of money, as well as maybe sticking it to Booker's gang.
Yeah.
A little bit. So we pick up with the party having just left their conversation with Fontaine and stopping for a drink at the Rail, an underground club that is built in the remnants of what was made to be New Eden's sort of subterranean tram system that was never quite finished, but luckily the sort of underworld of New Eden has claimed it as part of their own. So, pick up at the party, sitting at the bar at the Rail, being served by a tiefling woman by the name of Alka.
What kind of wines do you have?
Depends on what you're looking for. I got reds, whites, got a little bit of the dessert wine from off in the West Cliffs.
Yeah, it's something that like takes the edge off a little bit.
Looking for something like that, I definitely recommend something harder than wine.
Just yeah, sure.
He'll have what I'm having. I'll take 2 flaming martinis.
But are they
Let's-
really on fire?
I think so, yeah.
Get one of those.
I'll
Anything
have
for you
2
there?
bowls of cinnamon hearts, please.
I'm sorry.
Cinnamon hearts, like the candy, like the in your face
Spicy
candy.
in your mouth.
I believe we might have some that we use for infusing our various liquors with cinnamon, but you sure you just want the hearts themselves?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't want it too.
No, this is the first place that I've had them.
I'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
She heads off behind the bar to go and fetch your requested drinks.
I want to take it, like, as soon as she leaves to begin working, I kind of want to, like, take a quick scan of the room to see if people are, like, here with us. Is it bumping, like, in the club?
So
You know?
at this point, it's about like 8:15 p.m.
Okay.
Looking around, the club has started to fill up a little bit from when you guys first arrived here.
Okay.
People have started to file in, and sitting amongst the various booths and tables and chairs have been set up throughout the now repurposed subway platform that the bar rests on. You do notice up on the stage, which is just sort of across from where the actual rails are in this tram station, is where Solace, the resident mannequin AI DJ, is currently beginning the start of her set.
Okay.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
And hearing that and kind of sensing a bit of tension from my partner, I kind of say, Ludie, just relax, okay? This drink will help with that, but we're amongst friends here, you know? First, Isla, she's not gonna let a soul step to us. And the people who come to the rail, they're not overseers. They're not, necktie wearing hoozy doozies.
Rex, do you want to dance?
Without a drink in me? Of course. And I get up and I use my cane to propel me. I've got a sword cane with a dragon head. Anyway, I use it to propel me. Then I leave it at the bar. I push up and then leave it. And then I grab Ludie by his hand.
I whip off my little hoodie tunic thing, and underneath it just got this cute little white crop top on, and I sashay on over to you.
and I'll back up, so we're keeping equidistance, and then eventually I'll stop on beat, wait for you, and then I guess we'll begin dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we dance?
I'm thinking it's pretty. It's saucy, but there's we keep some
There's a lot of hip action going on.
so much hip, and a lot of little touches, maybe on lower back, upper chest, shoulder, just move around each other, and we get distant and then come close.
Come close, yeah.
And then maybe after a good 2 minutes of that,
And do we tease each other by dancing with other people too? And then
I think
Looking around, you guys are currently the only ones.
No, but
On the
okay,
dance
this
floor.
can't be canon because Ludie's not that bold.
Scabby
I
can.
guess it happens anyway. So
Okay, then maybe it's we're dancing less bold.
I say we just go for it.
I'm there. I'd love to make a performance check to see how well I'm dancing.
Okay, give me a performance check, both.
I don't need to.
I also want to see.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
Oh God.
I got a 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
Rudy. Nat 1. So in total,
To
with
be
your
fair, I have a very illustrious background in another form of dancing.
That is his first role of the campaign, folks.
Yes! Congratulations, sir.
It's not
Congratulations, that was a
I
one.
normally roll very well, unlike somebody.
Don't you have luck?
I do.
Do you have luck?
But we are about to infiltrate a meeting
burn a luck
between
point,
a
yeah,
gangster and a
good.
drug
Okay,
lord, so I think
but-
I'm gonna save my luck for the
But
night.
I know your impulse usually is when you see that at one, you look to see how many points you used. So I'm just reminding. Hey, I'm reminding you. That's it.
Kale, am I starting afresh with all of my luck points?
yes, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
You do have full luck points.
Great.
Like
Started this.
rested?
You guys are rested.
Because I have the health from when we last played.
Oh jeez.
I'll
yeah.
just- I'll just be
No,
fine.
you guys are at full health. You guys have rested since the last
Wonderful.
last combat.
Okay.
So a 1.
So that's in total, like with your performance modifier.
Oh, I
for
forgot. You'd think I'm new to this, but let's see. My performance modifier is a 1.
Okay, so it's a 2.
Yeah, that is
So
double.
Ludie and Rex get up there. A lot of confidence striding up as you turn
Yeah.
around and watch them there, Isla.
Naturally.
Whether it's the nerves of being the only ones up in front of where Solace is playing, or like a little bit of like the nerves of going into this this next job,
Yep.
it's pretty awkward. It's just like trying to like throw someone a suggestion and they're just like not quite getting it, and they throw you back something else. And like,
You look great.
Thanks, Isla.
Am I aware of like its awkwardness with like a 12, or am I just
no,
as
you
much
are you and Ludie are both in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm as a dragonborn, I like have a snout, right? So like I'm kind of like snarling a bit, but like my snarl is like closed at the corners, but then like it opens up at the end. So I'm kind of doing like a mouth as I'm dancing, but like with sexier eyebrows, like
Rex, were you going for a kiss?
oh, what's it? Sorry,
Nothing.
Ludie, relax. Maybe after a drink, and then I'm gonna like after dancing for a while, begin to go back to the bar.
Perfect. So as they start to turn around, is there anything you'd like to have done during this?
Heck yes. I am gonna go to Solace.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
So
Yeah.
there's a band in the bar.
Oh yeah, straight for the DJ.
Okay. So coming to the edge of where you can get to due to the rail tracks. Get in front of Solace. Solace is busy, sort of playing with the various instruments in front of her, sort of composing what is going on.
Hello.
Sort of see Solace quite focused on what she's doing and sort of glance up towards you, and you hear in your head as the mannequins tend to speak telepathically. Hello.
Hi. Can I have a turn? We
sort
gotta
of-
stick together, you and I, right? So I think I can have a turn now. Just show me what to spin. I'll do my little wiki thing, and we can go.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my God! Haven't changed a bit. It's the same programming.
18.
Oh damn.
Okay. So Solace sort of looks up towards you and thinks for a moment. You get the feeling that like you're almost convincing her, and you hear in your head, I appreciate your gumption, but I
Thank you.
don't think it's a great idea. I just have a very specific set for tonight, and people would be displeased if it didn't go the way that I wanted it to.
We wouldn't be
She just, like,
displeased.
She just goes back and just busies herself.
My set would have been better anyway.
Absolutely, Isla. Drunken dance.
Yeah.
Seeing Isla join, I was like about to like move back towards the bar, and then I see my friends, and I'm kind of like, it's kind of like that shot in the movie where like you see people dancing, and like it's like you just hear like the bass. There's no, and you kind of just like locked in on like a group of people, and I kind of go tunnel vision for a sec, and then I remember how much like I've lost in the past.
Oh, good God.
Wow.
I just remember how much has been lost, and I see these two people who are like my people, and I pivot right back and I move towards. And I do like some like traditional dragonborn dancing, which because I'm using a Russian accent, I just like drop down and do like the thing, but not to this song because it doesn't fit. And I join them. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys continue to dance. Isla, give me a performance check for your dancing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see how well you roll.
20, not natural.
Good God. So Isla is just like smooth and like these just like gorgeous curves, just the way that her body is moving, it is incredible. She's like the balance in her movements is amazing. You see like a couple like heads turn from their various spots throughout the throughout the room.
Well, we got the regular bell of the ball, or should I say, track on the rail, like a train.
So funny, right?
Thanks, baby. And I'm now my little weird grin has gone to like a full thing after being told that by my boyfriend. I'm gonna now go back to the bar and see if the flaming martini's ready.
Okay, so you turn to the bar and see a duet of drinks sitting side by side, straddling what looks to be like a small little, what is I guess meant for just like bar nuts, but is filled with something else. You can't quite make out what it is from this distance, although you can tell that the flaming martinis are beginning to sputter a little bit.
Oh, like the flames going out?
Yeah, like they've been sitting there for
For a couple songs or a song.
Yeah, for about,
wait,
about a song.
I noticed this.
Do you notice this?
Mhm.
What's your passive perception?
13.
You don't notice this.
But I saw it,
You do see it.
and I go, ah!
Ah.
And I kind of just like waddle over to the bar and like grab one drink and grab my cane and kind of like, oh, that was close. But then look to see Ludie's, and I'd look at Ludie. I guess you're over there. See Ludie? I see the drink. I see Ludie. I see the drink. And I kind of like, I just want to gauge the vibe of the room to see if aberrant people, aberrants being natural magic users, would be frowned upon here.
Give me an insight check.
Okay, gladly. Oh, fell off the table. Oh, 5. Oh, yeah.
You give a look around, and like you don't see anything immediately around you that gives you any sort of sense. Like there's no one like openly using magic or anything like that. But you think back to like your interactions with Crimp, the club owner, and Isla's numerous interactions with Solace, and even the barkeep, and you think that like you know that this realistically is like it's a front for the Black Emporium.
Right.
It's a bit of a shady place, anyways. So you're probably safe.
Well, then what I would love to do is cast Mage Hand. And I'll just kind of like leave the cane at the bar and summon this like spectral kind of shadowy dragonborn hand that's just gonna scoop the drink up delicately, and I'm gonna carry it straight over to Ludie. And then when it's about within 10 feet of him, I'm just gonna whistle. And then it.
So you and Isla dancing together, you are just like in awe of how Isla is moving, and you are trying your best to keep up, but unfortunately, your dual left feet are not giving you any, not helping you any. But as you're dancing, sort of like fling an arm back, and you like just gently brush what appears to be a small martini glass that is like floated up next to your shoulder.
How'd you do that?
I thought it was gonna be on fire. So it's called a flaming martini.
The glass is a little warm.
It's warm.
Maybe you're supposed to set it on fire.
Maybe,
Alcohol is flammable, so.
okay, well, that's,
Anybody have a light?
Give me a perception check.
That's 7.
7. Okay.
oh.
So you give a glance around, looking for anyone with a light. You see someone that, as you have had a number of people watching you as you dance, due to your incredible undulations.
Oh my god! What?
You do notice one person, a dark-haired female human who's like sitting at one of the tables. Just her and one of her girlfriends is sitting there, and she's sort of been watching you this whole time, smoking like quite a thick cigar. And she sort of looks up at you, and as you like call out, "Anyone need a light?" She sort of like flick open this small little brass lighter, sort of look towards you and offer it.
Can I?
And she sort of like entices you towards her with this lighter.
Yeah.
So you approach her,
Yeah.
and you're holding.
Yeah.
So holding your hand out, she sort of like snaps it back closed. Watch out, Missy. To burn your fingers.
Oh no, I just want a last drink.
As you reach out your hand this time, she scoops up your hand
Oh.
in hers.
Oh.
What's your name?
Ruby.
Ruby. Very pretty name.
Thank you. What's your name?
Savannah.
Savannah. Actually, that's it. No.
Don't quite recall, no.
Can I have a lighter?
You come here often, Ruby? She sort of like
Actually-
plays with the lighter.
Considerably
Walking in.
often, considering how little we're in the city. Yeah.
Are you from New Eden? Are you a traveler from outside?
Oh, well, we use it to get downstairs.
She sort of like thinks for a moment, and then you see something click, and oh, I see. Well, I'd be happy to lend you a light if you'll lend me a dance.
You want me to give you like
No,
I
just
sit
to-
out for one round and you go dance? But
That's funny. No, dance with me like you've been dancing with your very adept friend over
oh
there.
well, that might be hard because I know him pretty well. But we can dance. But I do need the lighter first, please.
Sort of like flicks the lighter open and passes it to you with 2 fingers.
Thank you. Ludie, look.
Oh, great.
Ready?
Begins to get up out of her chair, saying something you can't quite hear to the woman sitting beside her.
Okay. Yeah.
3, 2.
Did it work?
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Like 28.
Good God. So you light this thing
This
at
better
like
work.
just the right angle so it skims the top of the drink, and hold it there for a half second, and you just see this like poof, this little burst of flame, and now like the top layer of it is very softly burning.
You should be a bartender.
What do you think? That's what I said.
No,
in
but
the
not
session.
tonight. Not tonight.
Oh.
Not at the.
Well, they wouldn't let me DJ either, so it's a hard job to get a job around here.
By this point, Savannah has gotten up out of her chair and is now standing next to you.
So do I just like blow it out now, or
Will you drink?
with the fire?
No
with
pain,
the
no gain, Ludie.
what?
So as you get your mouth close to it, like it's hot, like it is actively burning, and you can see like the fire seems to be sort of like licking up the sides of the glass.
Wow.
Ludie, Ludie, Ludie.
And I just call out and I go, no, honey, no, don't even try, honey.
Your blow doesn't do so much to extinguish the flames as much as just push them back.
No.
So you blow, you take a sip, and immediately just like the waft of flames come up towards your face and just like softly singe, just like the whiskers on the front of your face, like the little just like
Peach fuzz.
peach fuzz and baby hairs across your face.
Whoa.
Wow. That was awful.
That was
It was
so
awesome.
hot.
Yeah,
Literally.
I know.
Right?
Savannah sort of.
So Savannah, do you really
Nods.
think my dancing is adept?
Yes, you are very gifted.
Thanks.
You can
with
dance
your
with
feet.
Ludie if you want. You don't have to dance with me.
I would prefer to dance with you.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, because she is the one that I asked to dance with me.
Lila. Savannah is flirting with you. Like.
Oh, I see. Do we dance next?
She nods towards the dance floor. And so are you dancing actually, or are you
I'm gonna go dance.
You're gonna go dance?
Yeah.
Give me another performance check.
That's dancing.
Yeah, just one song.
Give me another performance check.
23.
Good God. Okay, so it's just like,
Oh.
Wow.
just like
This is I hope
so
it
easeful
becomes
for you dancing like this. It's as if your body was made to do this.
Yeah.
You're dancing. Savannah comes up beside you and is dancing with you as well. She's
literally was, yeah.
she's seasoned. She knows. She seems to know her dancing and is seems to have like a decent amount of comfort in dancing. Like she doesn't seem awkward or
Is it
worried.
because she's like doing like TikTok dances and stuff, or is she like improvising?
She's improvising along with Isla.
Okay, so she's
So
actually
you
good.
see Isla and Savannah dancing together. It's quite fun, you know, have someone who's like reacting to your moves and sort of throwing things back to you, and you guys are having a good little like counterplay with your dances as you sort of move in like this soft circular pattern
So what
across
do
the
you
dance
do?
floor. I acquire things for a living.
What does that mean? Pretty vague.
Well, as you'll find, many of the jobs of people down here are relatively vague. What is it that you do, Ruby?
Something vague too.
So we have something in common.
Okay.
Besides our wonderful ability to dance.
Well, that was a joke. Okay. Ludie,
Yeah,
do you want to come dance?
absolutely.
Savannah sort of like looks around,
Look with us.
and Ludie's just like already in there.
It's called a mosh pit.
Sorry,
A mosh pit.
Mosh it.
No, mosh pit.
Mosh it.
Pit.
In the pit.
with Ludie coming in with his two dancing.
Savannah, did you know that I used to fight in bars like these?
Savannah gives you like a look up and down.
I was on the circuit, yeah.
I'll just leave you
Oh, no, she's not-
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not.
Oh, wait, I do want to ask you a question.
But it was professional,
She's like
Savannah.
begun like stepping away.
No, I got paid.
No,
She's like a little bit warily eyeing you up.
No, I swear to God, no harm, no.
Ludie, maybe, I think Rex needs help with his, margarita.
Rex does not need help, but you just
You
asked.
could light it on fire.
She has taken her lighter back
Oh, no.
at this point.
Well, I pick up my martini and I peace out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he just gets scared in front of you.
I'm not.
Probably because your dancing is so good, he's intimidating.
So turns to watch Ludie head back over to Rex. Well, it makes sense.
So you said you acquire things?
Yes, I acquire things, sort of odd and interesting things.
Like what kind of odd and interesting? What's the oddest, most interesting thing you've ever acquired?
Well, I'd say the oddest thing I ever acquired was probably this old brass key. That's very, very unassuming from realistically any standpoint, but led me to a rather bountiful amount of money down by the docks. I'd say the oddest thing that's the oddest thing I've ever acquired. The most interesting, well, might be, she glances at you, this dance.
Oh my. Well, aren't you a charmer?
Using that. Kidding.
Could you acquire something for me?
Depends on what you need acquiring.
Do you know of any things that help you change your looks? Like an appearance shifter?
And
One that doesn't look like an ugly top hat.
Shade.
I've definitely seen items that can produce charms that are similar to that, yes.
Oh. And you think you could find one?
Well, things such as that are decently hard to come by. First, you need to find an item such as that, and also someone whose ability to enchant such an item is, well, somewhat adept. You get a lot of these sort of back alley enchanters who don't quite know their stuff and have a lot of illusions that don't show as much.
Alright, well what about like nunchucks?
Nunchucks that disguise your appearance, or
No, just a fragment. If someone were to try it.
can you describe nunchucks to me? I'm not sure I'm familiar.
Yeah, they're like weapons that like ninjas use and stuff.
Keeps eyeing you.
Throwing stars.
questioningly.
How about throwing stars? That'd be cool. Not for hurting. For like target practice and stuff. I do vague things too.
Well, I could certainly acquire some throwing darts
Throwing
for
darts.
yourself.
Oh, Savannah. Boring.
Savannah plays lawn darts in her spare time.
Okay, so Isla and Savannah keep sort of dancing in these small circles. Rex and Ludie, anything you guys are up to whilst Isla is busy dancing?
Oh, hey, honey. I'm sitting at the bar on a stool with my elbow there. I'm just kind of watching Alka make drinks and stuff. And
I tried to drink the flame martini.
It's slowly dying down, but like it's still, whatever Isla lit, it probably wasn't what was meant to be lit on the drink.
Oh.
And so you get a feeling that it's no longer like the vermouth or whatever they put on top to burn. It's like the actual alcohol in this drink that is just on fire right now.
I'm just waiting for it to cool off.
oh yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah, it's still on fire.
You still have it?
Yes, it's good.
Well, how are you dancing so good out there? You faked it. I finished mine. It's done.
We shouldn't have another.
No, it's not professional. I'm sorry, I just get so moody when I drink.
What are you thinking about?
The old days, you know. Back before we were wanted all over the city. I guess back when I was poor. It's strange. Having money doesn't make you any happier. But it does let me buy this cool ass gauntlet that will turn into a shield as a bonus action.
That's true, yeah.
Kind of cool, I suppose. You know, Ludie, while I miss the old days, this is nice. What we're doing. Like not having to rely on making drugs and selling them to people in the streets. Like getting to do our own thing, people coming to us for work.
We get to help people.
We get to help people. I lied to myself saying I was helping people, giving them lax. Remember that guy in the lower district?
Yeah.
Oh god.
He smells so bad.
He smelled like cat pee.
I know.
Do they have cats in the lower district? Or is that more of like a high class item? Is that like, a pet? Or do they just keep pet rats?
I think we've seen them there before.
Stray
Yeah,
cats
all over the place.
You know,
I think
the-
they, like the ones that get between the houses in the high district, they make, babies, and then babies get,
Well, sometimes I just can't tell the difference between a very large rat and a cat.
yeah.
They sound so similar and common. It's just very... Anyway. Oh,
Max,
yes?
what are we gonna do with my mom if we actually get her?
Oh, and I kind of like spin around and put my back against the bar and cross my arms and like look up at the lights and... Well, we are going to get her. Don't you worry about that. I personally have a very good track record for breaking people out from imprisonment, and I don't plan on failing anytime soon. May the luck be in our favor. Knock on wood. And I awkwardly try to reach over my shoulder for the bar, and then kind of go like this. And...
You hear from behind you? Yeah, what can I get for you?
Oh, shit. Do you think? Just one more.
It's your decision.
What would you recommend? What do the regulars, when they kind of look at the table where the lady came from, have around here?
She sort of gets ready to like elbows down on the bar. Well, if you're looking for something that the regulars get around here, usually most people have like their regular. People will get things like a whiskey, get just gin on the rocks, things such as that. We do have a few of our specialty cocktails that people do tend to be more interested in. Things sort of more along the line of a flaming martini for you.
I think I've got an idea.
You want to share one?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Wait, no.
Yes.
Okay. We'll share a drink. No more flames. I don't want to have Ludie's hair go off.
Actually, could I get a refund for this one? Because it's still on fire and I can't drink it.
She sort of looks at it and takes it and says, "Oh, all you've got to do is," and like she gives it like a little swirl to try and like douse the alcohol. All you've got to do is, and that's very common movement for her, is this, and now.
I'm not laughing. I mean, Ludie's not laughing.
That is worrisome. She sort of waves a hand over it, and the flame just. Oh. She takes it and just like dumps it out onto the floor. And pops it back there, and with a small wave of her hand, you see like a couple bottles come over and just quickly refill it back up, and there's like this like small spark that ignites just above the martini that sort of pops the vermouth back on fire, and there you are. Anyhow, interested in sharing a drink between the two of you?
Let's just do a pint of, something from the West Cliffs. You got some mead or something?
We have a dark ale from the West Cliffs.
We'll do dark ale. Or no, too filling for the activity we're about to get into. Don't worry, it's vague. What do you think? Like a lager?
What about like I don't know, like a Boulevardier or a Negroni?
Yeah, I could go for that.
But do you have any anything? Do you have any cocktails you can make with like yellow chartreuse?
Alka, don't be embarrassed if you don't know what any of those words mean, because I don't.
Or like a Champs-Élysées. He should have that.
A chandeliers? Oh, like the one that I
If you're
like.
looking for something that's sort of on the opposite side of what you've just had, with your drink being on fire, we do have one called the Northern Wastes, which is a sort of an iced, very cool drink. Sort of has the opposite effect. It's very, very cooling, but very warming when you drink. Hence the alcohol. We have another one called, well, it's just a fun name we call it. It's Tropic Thunder.
Whoa.
So a mixture of various fruit juices as well as some very strong liquor.
Okay, now I'm just getting very thirsty. You make call, honey. We share the drink, right?
Yeah. What about like a? I don't know.
Tropic Thunder. You like the fruit?
Yeah, but that sounds really strong.
I'll drink 3/4 and he'll drink 1. Tropic Thunder, please.
Like half the amount of alcohol
Just
in it.
gives you a nod and just
job to complete.
she goes and walks away and begins
like half.
prepping this drink. Meanwhile, Isla, you and Savannah have continued dancing. Savannah's sort of like slowing down.
So do you
You're
like
dancing.
cinnamon hearts?
Excuse me?
Cinnamon hearts. Slice of candy. Little hearts. Very cute, very tasty.
Can't say I've ever partaken.
Savannah. I ordered some from the bar. Come on.
You ordered some and she like
Come
starts
on.
following you.
Excuse me, barkeep.
Alka turns around. She's like currently prepping the Tropic Thunder for Rex and Ludie, as well as a couple of other drinks for other people at the bar. Yep.
I ordered some cinnamon hearts. Did you happen to find any?
She just like points over her shoulder between the two boys.
Come here.
She sort of
Savannah's at the bar.
Yes, Savannah sort of like slides in with Isla.
Savannah, what's your last name?
Oh.
Savannah.
Savannah.
It's just Savannah.
Oh, sorry. Just Savannah. Try your first cinnamon heart.
Nice to
They're
meet you.
amazing.
Give me a She like takes one between her fingers and
Come on.
Just be careful though, because as soon as you eat the cinnamon nut, you lose your memory.
At first you're thinking.
give me a persuasion check.
I'm trying to lie to her.
Give me a persuasion check. Give me a deception check.
Oh yeah, that's just viewers at home. It's kind of my specialty. It's gonna be a 23.
Okay. So a moment there where she like holds the cinnamon heart in her mouth.
I can't remember a thing since I last had mine.
Mmm. Very good.
Did you swallow it already? You're supposed to suck on that for a long time.
Oh, darn.
Sorry.
I'll have to have another.
So back to the dance floor.
Actually, Savannah, we've got
So you're just like really quickly pull a cinnamon heart out from her lip and like shoot it to the floor.
we've
I pop a couple.
we've you're gonna have to leave us. We have to talk.
That's a weird way to see it, though.
Whoops.
Sort of like looks at Ludie, like
we
still
need
like a
to
little
be alone
bit,
right now.
apprehensive about Ludie and his comment about beating people up in
I used
bars.
to fight at bars.
Whoa, okay. Wait,
A
listen,
lot.
just before you go, if
A
I
lot.
ever need to acquire something, how do we find you?
Well, you can find me right here. She begins to back away.
At the bar.
See you later, Ruby.
Forgot that's what I told her my name was.
So like, to answer your question, you're going to be a bit out of the loop on what we were just saying. I've got no idea what we'll do, but we really must think about the present because we've got work to do, and we are professionals. And we cannot. The present. Ludie, you said present is like the moment you are currently having in being right now. Right?
It's like the indescribably finite and infinite moment during which everything has ever taken place.
Jeez, I thought it was something with a bow.
Oh, no, that's a present.
A present, not the present. Although when you get gift, also known as a present.
You may
please-
refer to it as the present, like, you know, so-and-so gave to you. You know, but really, but the
This seems needlessly confusing.
it's like, well, anyways, should we talk about the job?
Crap.
Okay, so from what I understand, Mademoiselle Fontaine wants us to go through sewers to get to the abandoned theater in the Middle District, so that we can potentially eavesdrop on this Booker's gang.
And did we get a map?
Yeah, we have it. Here. Little rock.
Yeah, so Isla pulls out this like this little faintly blue glowing rock.
Oh yeah.
And that has no map on it, but will show us where to go.
It is a map.
I look at the rock and I look to see if there's a map on it.
Looking on it, you see 3 very intricately carved runes, hand carved by sigil.
That is a foreign language.
Oh, don't worry, I can read it.
What's it say?
It says,
Yeah.
this is a map. The
This
sewers
this is a map.
in New Eden's Middle District. Good job, Isla.
Maybe it'll just like glow or something when we're down there.
Oh yeah, it'll glow with the map.
Oh, good.
Maybe it'll like
It says
float
that
in
too.
front of us,
Oh,
like a
on
little.
the back, fine print. I will glow. Lead the way.
That aside, we must eavesdrop. Discover what the Booker's gang and the Obiter may be trying to bring together, form an alliance.
Yeah, before we attack anything, I know we're a little trigger happy here.
Trigger happy? What are you talking about? There's not a single gun on me, except this blunder goon. I draw like a sawed-off shotgun. Oh wait, is that my packed weapon? Is that my packed? No, I can summon that thing. This is my packed weapon.
It's
Okay,
your packed weapon.
I don't have it on me. I don't have. I don't pull out a gun in this bar.
You reach for one and
I go
nothing.
just this blood.
Exactly. So,
I swear I had it. It's with Billy.
Oh, man.
It's with the Bill. You know.
You guys
Billy.
know.
I just
Belly.
don't say his name out loud 3 times, or else he might.
Love Alley.
So, you're right. We do need to do, not go in guns blazing. Although it kind of seemed like Fontaine didn't care if everybody in that place dies.
Okay, but we make more money the more information we gather first.
Oh, that's
I really
right.
think we should revisit me going in there undercover as a barber.
You know, personally, I love that idea.
Sure.
I'll let you know I do, but actually, Fontaine forbade it, so...
Well,
Oh.
now that's not exactly how I remember it.
No, when I was talking to her alone in the room afterwards, she said, hey, Ludie, thanks for having this private little chat with me. Make sure Isla does not pretend to be a bartender. And if she has any problems with it, she can talk to me about it after the job, and we'll
Hold
find her a
on.
place where she can be a bartender another time where it's more convenient.
Because I was in fact eavesdropping on your entire conversation, and I didn't hear that at all. Rex and I both had our ears pressed to the door. Did you hear that?
Really? What did I say?
You said a lot of things. You sounded very cute.
Anything
And
specific? Isla?
Yeah, you were very concerned about a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah,
Crumb
okay, so
trail
you
about-
definitely didn't hear anything. Yeah.
you're talking to two people who have poor, very bad memories.
Hey,
Well,
I have a great
you
memory.
eat cinnamon hearts all the time. How could you?
that's not.
Really?
You weren't fooling us, Rex, and I highly doubt you also fooled Savannah.
Well, that's. I thought. I must have been eating them too. Yeah. I don't remember much of what you said, honestly.
Well, anyways, I think we should ignore the bartending plan for now and find it's a great option for another time.
Isla, dear, just know this. From an actor to one who wants to pretend to be somebody for an extended period of time, know that it takes a lot of studying. You need to invest a lot of time into your role. How do you say?
Please,
Your
watch
role?
this.
Oh, that's good. But
Drink.
let's see if the pro approves. And I kind of look over to Alka to see if she's watching.
We're Alka is currently like dishing out a handful of drinks to other people over at the bar, and sort of on cue turns over towards you guys, drink in hand. This the Tropic Thunder is in like this large, almost like fishbowl
Oh, cool.
glass. It's pretty big. Like there's definitely a lot of liquor in this. And she pops it down in front of you. Sorry, what was that?
Hey, can I be a bartender?
We
Enjoy.
currently
Drink
don't have
responsibly.
any openings. Though I appreciate the gumption.
Yeah, but would I pass for one somewhere else? On a vague job. Look, here, look again.
Well,
I have good muscles up here, so it looks like I do this all the time.
depends on how vague the job is.
Speaking of gumption, I think we maybe are a bit overzealous with this. Could you bring a third straw? Do you have straws? What is... Are straws in this world?
Metallic ones, yes. So there's metal straws.
Yeah,
Because plastic straws. No.
as there should be.
New Eden's all about the turtles.
In fact,
Save 'em.
I'm just gonna write in my equipment collapsible metal straw, and I'm gonna. and
Collapsible metal swirly straw.
it goes. Yeah. No, I'll
Spring.
I'll ask for one, but I'll say, could we get 3 straws? I think we'll all share.
Oh,
So it does like a quick little spin and just produces these 3 little metallic straws,
Oh my
just in
God.
one like smooth motion. Just all 3 slip into the glass. The little clinking of metal, glass, and ice in the drink.
You are quite the show person.
She bows, and then continues off towards more of her patrons at the bar.
And I go, damn.
yeah, but I could be just as good.
All I'm saying is it takes time. I'm sure you could, but it takes time.
Alright, what's plan number 2 then?
I think we just like go in through the sewers into a room.
Agreed.
We can all agree on that.
Okay, so we'll do that now. That's what we will do.
And then we just quietly make our way through the theater, and we are like just really quiet and careful. And we like sneaky until we get close to wherever they're meeting, and then we listen for as long as we can. And then when the meeting's wrapping up, then we jump them.
Okay. Do you think there are air vents in the building?
Air
Yeah,
vents.
probably.
Oh yes. I don't think I, could. I don't like it. Probably fit in the air vent. I just don't know if I could be quiet in one because it's metal and my scales would probably clank against the metal and yeah, you I'm going to cast minor illusion to make that sound. Kind of, it'll be like a little bit louder. Would sound like. Now it's just flesh. That's your
scales are getting dragged
That's
off.
your knees skidding against the metal. We'll wrap you up. But speaking of sneak, right? Okay, sneaking. I learned a little trick from our shadow-dwelling friend Jade. I think that I could probably replicate his ability to make us go into thin air.
Invisible.
That's what I'm saying.
That's cooler than Ben's.
But Jade told me that it only lasts hour. One hour.
Okay, so we don't cast it until we actually get to the theater.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we
Why
do
don't
it.
we go?
What's that?
Why don't we go?
Now?
Figure out the rest of the way.
We have this too. It would be very rude to just leave on
Oh,
table.
we could give it to someone. Savannah.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I think we should.
Shadan doesn't hear you from where you are.
No, hey, I really wanted to share a drink with you guys.
Oh, I don't drink, but you can.
Do I have any sense whatsoever of whether or not the bartender picked up on my cues to reduce the amount of alcohol in that beverage?
Give me an insight check.
That's funny.
15.
She didn't give you any notice, any like little wink, any little nudge that she had, so you don't have any reason to believe she did. You have more reason to believe she didn't, but she didn't expressly give you any reason to believe that.
I'm going to take a straw and give it a sip to taste. Not really inspecting how boozy it is, but I would like to know.
Okay. Taking a sip, it is very sweet.
Oh, okay.
It is like a heavy mix of like pineapple and like passion fruit juices and all these different very, very sweet, powerful juices, and you sort of sip and take the first taste and
Is that the real
savor
fruit?
savor the taste for a moment. Then it hits you, just this like heat in the back of your throat, just like burning heat, and it's not
What does
because
this look like?
it's not because anything was spicy, but it's just the alcohol content.
I
this.
swallow it and try to like not do the little liquor wiggle where you take like a big thing. Oh yeah, that is I think real fruit juice, which is impressive for the Middle District. And pretty good on the little. Sorry, I lost my ability speaking. The little bit on the drunking side,
Yeah. So.
but I think I
you
need
should-
a little more.
Or Rex.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Once a drug abuser, always a drug abuser. Constitution is gonna be 11.
Okay, so you can like feel the like the lightheadedness and the airiness of the alcohol beginning to sort of sway you a little bit.
This tastes pretty good, but I think would be best saved for later.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's a great idea. Let's leave it here and come back.
You put a lot of effort into a bar that's just a front.
Hulka sort of turns around as you just say this as she's speaking with other customers and goes to you. I'm sorry.
So, I'm just saying, like, this is pretty impressive for a front.
Well,
I think it's both.
myself and Mr. Vegelbach, we don't so much act as if this is a front. We believe it is its own business.
Huh. Should we tip you then?
I'm kind of on
She
the
heads
lower
off to-
side.
She heads back to the customer she was just talking
But-
to.
I'll get the drinks. How much do we owe
No,
you?
I'll cover it.
Oh, Alka sort of like takes another pause and cover it. Well, for the first 2 drinks, each of those was. She does like some quick mental calculations. Each one was 10 eagles. The cinnamon hearts on the house.
Really?
However, the Tropic Thunder does come to 2 gold pieces.
I got it, baby. Don't worry. And I take out 2 pieces of gold. Put them on the counter. And then I'm gonna mage hand a third. and pop it down too.
Is that a good tip? How many? It's 100 silver eagles in
There's
gold.
it's 10. It's 10 across the board. So 10 from copper to silver, it's 10. From silver to gold, it's 10, and from gold to platinum, it's 10. So if it was there's 100 copper in 1 gold, or there's 100 silver in 1 platinum.
Okay, so the flaming martinis are 10 gold, 10 silver eagles each.
Yeah.
So or 1 gold.
Or 1
piece.
gold.
Okay, I will get. So if I want to leave a 25% tip, because tip your servers, everybody.
Yes.
You'll leave
and you're
2
delivering
eagles
food, people.
and 5 copper. So
That's
2
what
silver,
I pay.
5 copper.
Thank you. I pay that. What was it again?
2 silver, 5 copper.
Thank
So
you.
in total,
And 1
that'd
gold.
be 12 silver, 5 copper.
Yeah.
12 silver, 5 copper.
I kind of like after I put it all down, kind of just look at Alka, waiting for like a thank you or like a. I just kind
She
of.
sort of like squints at you a little bit and nods.
Nah,
for the rest of your day.
no problem. Oh.
Heads back to the customers. This is now like her 3rd time coming back, and sort of like gives you guys like a little bit of a side eye as she finishes taking these guys' orders.
I'm going to Well, I don't have anything to contain it in really. I wanted to save the drink. All I've got is a fuel siphon, which I could plug one end and then fill the drink into. But there's probably fuel. Oh, it's just water.
Don't you have like a water gherkin?
No,
Water
unfortunately.
gherkin. Water gherkin.
Is that a word? Somebody help me
Can't
out.
jerkin.
A
Like
jerkin
a-
is like a isn't it like a leather?
What is
Yeah,
that thing
coat.
that's like made out of
Like a water skin.
Yes, a water skin.
A water skin.
A water skin.
Yeah.
I only have this, and I lift up a little vial of the black pudding.
Little wild little boy.
Oh,
We
Lord.
should feed some to the black pudding. It's perfect.
This is a really good time.
Thank you, what if it kills him?
Oh, but we need to remember.
Kills.
We need to remember, little boy was not baby size, right? When we
Yeah, but
found.
we do have a baby-sized amount of little boy.
But that baby isn't
But
from
it's a
birth,
baby-sized amount of adult little boy.
so we give baby-sized amount. And I'm going to take like the straw and I'm gonna like put it in and
Mhm.
plug the top, and then like I'm gonna like say, if you would,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna like a tiny little like take my thumb off, so it's just like a boop of this drink.
Okay, so you drop it into the little boy vial.
Yeah.
So you
Drop it
sort of like
under.
dribble down the side of the container towards where the black pudding is sitting inside this thing, and like as it touches the black pudding, it just goes. Psst.
Oh wait! Oh! I give him a cinnamon heart.
Oh.
And this will go back on.
Okay, so you give him the cinnamon heart. The cinnamon heart falls down, and it's sort of like it hits like almost like it's a what is those called? Kinetic fluids, Newtonian fluids.
Oh.
Where it's like it hits it, and it's as if it's solid. Then it like starts to sink as these little like pseudopods begin to like flick over top of the cinnamon heart. And as it starts to pull it down into itself, you can see parts where the different little tendrils just start to burn through the cinnamon heart a little bit as it pulls it down into itself.
I think he likes it.
I think so too.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the bowl of cinnamon hearts then and just open my backpack and pour them into it.
Okay, so that little like pouch backpack that you got.
Pouch,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I, as a human playing this game, am very remiss to leave this drink on the counter, but I think I think Rex is gonna forget about it. Like, kind of
Okay.
just excited about that experiment. Like, then put the straw back in it, and then kind of like waltz away from the counter a bit, and then I'll mage hand my cane to my hand, and then use it to kind of meter my steps as I stride out.
Okay.
Out we go.
So whereabouts you guys heading? Are you guys heading to street level? Are you guys gonna head to the sewers through the Black Emporium?
Through the Black Emporium's the fastest, hey?
Best, yeah, and probably the most incognito, so we don't have to pop great.
Yeah. How many hours we had? 4 hours to the start of the gangster meeting.
Gangster meeting.
Yes. By the time you guys got to the rail and like got your drinks and got
Yeah.
settled down, you guys had pretty well been like killing here about like 30 to 40 minutes.
So we're still like
That's
3
it?
hours?
No, you guys needed to kill that much time and have like easily killed that, if not more.
Okay, great.
Right, so we're making good time.
Making very good time.
So on the way to the, is it the kind of like the locker room that's the access to the Black Emporium?
So the access to the Black Emporium is like literally just like this unmarked iron door that's off the side. It looks like it could be the entrance to a service room,
Oh yeah.
but it has just like this one small little metal handle. It's very unassuming,
Okay.
this door.
As we're making our way towards that door, I'm just gonna like chuck a thumbs up to Solace, kind of give like a nod as we're passing.
Solace does not notice. Solace seems
That's you.
too involved in the various things she's orchestrating.
And maybe I don't even notice, and I'm just in my world like, you're doing good work, and then keep moving kind of thing.
Okay. And you guys head to the Black Emporium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head towards this pretty unassuming iron door and give it a little open up and find yourselves entering this like starkly lit white corridor that you recognize. It's very similar to the entrance to the rail itself, down these like starkly lit white walled stairs that heads down to the rail. And so heading into this little entrance, you guys walk down a little ways until you come across again another one of these just plain iron doors, although this one is a little bit different than the last one, where this one has no handle on it at all. But you guys know, as you guys have come into the Black Emporium before, Rex produces his token that you sort of receive as your almost as your subscription to the Black Emporium per se, and sort of just presses it into the spot where the handle would be on this door. You sort of see these like three small claws sort of reach out from the door, sort of like where they were flush into this door, and grab onto the token, and then a small little piston sort of pushes it out, turning the token itself into its own little handle that you give like a little turn, and the door unlatch from the inside as you guys give it an open. The token is then let go into your hand as you guys head into the hallway into the Black Emporium.
It's kind of like a shopping cart, you know, thing. Where you like put the coin in, then when you put it, it pops the coin back out.
Pops the coin back out.
That's cool.
So you guys you guys now enter the hallway into the Black Emporium, or more or less just like one of these portions of the sewer that the Black Emporium is just attached to, as the Black Emporium itself is more just like a unused cistern of this old sewer complex that has now been turned into a very very bountiful and underworldly market. So you guys pass through the sort of yellowing brick hallway into the pretty well lit cistern that is the Black Emporium. You guys see there's a number of people mulling about, sort of checking out various wares. You see at the center of the room itself, you see Brits set up with her sort of goblin family, her little fence, or not little, it's quite a large fencing operation. You see the various other booths and things set up with all manner of knickknacks and contraband being sold. You see Zoram off in the corner in his tattoo parlor. Looks to be currently working on a client. You do notice, looking over to where you usually would see orcish wares, sort of nestled into the side of the cistern itself, you see a little sign hanging off the door.
What does the sign say?
Heading up to the sign,
Yeah.
you see a very simple sign, quite elegantly written in cursive, so it must have been one of the actual owners of Orcish Wares and not their cousins who have written this sign. And you see the sign reads, "Family issues, closed for now."
Oh my god.
No.
Man, I'm not gonna be able to return that stupid hat.
There's no need to return the hat.
Man, it's a top hat.
You throw it on quickly and make it turn into something else.
I know, but I have to carry it around and pull it out, and I know that I'm wearing it.
You could resell it.
Oh, that's actually
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Ludie?
For more than I paid.
Exactly. Ludie, I'll help you with that. We know how to enumerate a little bit of wealth out of an unsuspecting person.
Absolutely.
We know. But is there anything that you guys can think of that you need to get here before we go? Because last chance, you know what I'm saying?
Last chance, baby.
Well, what is that?
I don't know, I'm just a little tuning it up.
I like it.
I don't know. Should we get
Like maybe, I don't know, this is a weird thought, but I could think maybe nunchucks or throwing stars or throwing darts.
why would you want any of that, Rex?
I don't
Silly
personally.
thing to ask
I have this, and I'm going to conjure a flintlock pistol that's made of this dark black steely metal. Also, I have, and then that disappears into smoke, and I create a musket in my hand. I have this, and it's long and vicious looking. And I say, oh, and don't forget, I collapse the smoke into my hands, and then turn that barrel into a blunderbuss like shotgun. This, so not really in need of a nunchuck per se, but I'm fine. Also, I got this badass gauntlet thing, and I'm going to pull the little handle out and squeeze it to see if it's still working.
Okay, give it a squeeze, and the two sort of half moon sides just look out
Into a shield.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Protection. Gah! I feel like a knight from those stories about, you know, the warriors who would come and kill, you know, the people like me, dragons.
Dragons?
You know, but now I'm the dragon and the knight. Anyway, I pull it again, back in. All I'm saying is we are in a place where you could, you know, suit up, so to speak, if you need something. Maybe get the tattoo. Don't know if you're feeling bold after those drinks.
Oh, it was one of you was saying that I might be able to find a tattoo that would do with the hat that's being better.
Maybe.
I guess I could ask. Do we have time?
We have a job to do.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right, you're right.
I'll check out later.
Just if we die on the job, then, you
But
know.
I need to. Ooh, okay. What is the name of our friend who runs our favorite little shop down here with all the goblins?
That's Brit.
Brit. How could I forget? I do want to talk to Brit maybe on our way back though, if we can make time for it.
We'll come back through here.
Yeah.
If we're being pursued, sewer's a great place to lose somebody.
It's true.
And not a very good
You
place.
can smell us.
Also, and I think in like a similar deep thought way, also not a very good place to find somebody. Like a partner or lost or... Shall we?
We can.
Okay. I'm going to confidently stride through this place because it's like home to me.
Mm-hmm.
The smell, while pungent, probably feels familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and towards a sewer entrance. Do we know where one is?
Yeah, so the... Let me pull an image of this, just so I
Fontaine's
have it
boys
here.
entrances.
Thanks for steering us out of a shopping episode.
So there's a number of different ways out of
It's just we're here.
of the Black Emporium. There's sort of like 5 of these different pathways that converge into this cistern.
Yes.
The one being the way that you guys just came in. There's another one like immediately to your left, another one like slightly across the market to the right, and then there's one on the far left and a one in sort of like the middle right of the place itself. You guys have known from your past incursions to the aviary, to Fontaine's hideout, that the one that you take to get there is the one that's like immediately to your left. But as you know that this is a job that's taking you beyond the realm of Fontaine's influence, you might have better luck going out one of the other 3 exits.
I'm gonna look at the rock.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you should pull that
Okay.
out. Is it glowing yet?
Pulling out the rock, it seems just to be like softly glowing blue.
I turn towards one exit, and then I turn towards the other exit.
Okay, so turning towards the ones immediately to your right, still like continues to glow that soft blue. So you turn towards like the middle one to start to turn towards the far left one. As you pass the middle one, it sort of lights up slightly, and that goes as you like fades back down as you go past to the next one. You go back to that middle one, and it glows. It's like a very slightly brighter hue of blue.
Start moving forward.
Okay, so Isla's walking through the Black Emporium
just
with this
totally,
little.
like, not aware of anything happening around me. Eyes
Totally
on this
with
rock,
you.
just walking through.
Okay, so Isla heads on pretty well, just like beeline through the Black Emporium,
I'm
following this glowing rock in her hand.
gonna do just a real casual before we like exit the cistern. Kind of just like glance over each shoulder to see if I can see if anybody's watching us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Because I'm paranoid. And that's an 8.
Glancing about, you don't notice anyone immediately watching you. You do see, like, as you walk by people's stalls and stands, like, sort of eyes, like, flick to you and then flick back. You notice as you walk by Brit's, that's in the center of the cistern itself, you do see like a handful of the goblins sort of like perk up and look at you guys, and then
Sure.
go back to what they were doing.
Notably, I want to give like a hand on the doorway of where we're walking through, kind of like one of those looks. Like just to see last check.
Don't really see anyone seems to be watching you. No.
And admittedly, I get like kind of, why isn't anybody watching us? And I look to see my friends kind of losing me, and I catch up to them.
So catching up to Isla and Ludie, you guys following the like faintly glowing blue rock that you have in your hand. That's just like very slowly glowing, growing in brightness. You guys begin your trek into the sewers. As you guys begin your journey through the sewers, find that they're quite quiet. It's not like eerily quiet, as there is still like sort of the low gurgle of the wastewater that flows through this place. So you guys can't help but have your minds be cast back to, as you guys have also left the place that is raving. There is no longer rave music.
That was pretty fun.
That was pretty bopping.
I don't think I've heard you play music
No,
like that.
I haven't played anything like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's fantasy games. But you guys, sort of your minds are cast back to the first time you as a group really came through the sewers together and had the encounter with this strange cult figure who vomited the rats, and then the blighted smugglers that came after you, and just this very strange and dark encounter that you had. But now, noticing the area around you, it seems that the sewers are more in use now. The walls and the floor, just as everything else, are consisting of these yellowing bricks that are caked with moss and dirt, and it's pretty dimly lit by the occasional electric lamp throughout the sewers themselves. Mostly like one or two between each sort of cross section in the sewers themselves, then one usually hanging down at the center of the crossroads in the sewers themselves.
People heard about the rat zombies and we're like, that's the path we need to take now.
Well, it seems that with the increased overseer presence, after your guys' little run-in with the overseers, where you destroyed one of the overseers' barracks and caused quite a bit of a commotion, it seems that people have begun searching for other ways of getting around the city besides the streets. Now that the overseers are out in a little bit more force and are a little bit more scrutinizing of the more criminally attuned individuals. You see that there's a number more bridges that have been constructed to sort of cross the rivers of wastewater that run through the sewers, so you have a little bit of an easier time on having to jump these wide gaps and potentially get your feet in very murky, very dirty water through here. Speaking of which, the water is relatively high right now in the sewers from the recent rains. It has we've now drifted. You guys are about like halfway at this point through the month of rains, so sort of New Eden's rainy season. So expected that the water is as high as it is, and that there's as much moving through the sewers, which definitely cleans them out, but also brings up some of the old stenches that have sat there for a very long time. As you continue, you don't see any of like the large rodents that you had seen the first time. Seems that now with like increased foot traffic, these creatures are sort of keeping themselves away from the more commonly used routes. But what is everyone's passive perception?
Oh, it's buns. It's a 10.
It's a 10?
13.
13?
12.
Wow, I have the best passive perception out of whopping 13.
Those are some very, very low passive perceptions.
Yeah.
So you guys
Why is that?
continue.
It's gonna be fun for you.
And it's gonna be great for me.
Lots of traps.
Lots of things that can happen to you guys. But you continue through the sewers, sort of occasionally getting the feeling like you're being watched, but glancing around, there's nothing around, and you just sort of hawk it up to just jitters and knowledge of what has happened down here before, and just hoping that you don't have to experience anything like that.
Any 1,000 rats climbing out of a corpse's mouth?
Corpse's mouth.
Bernice, Their name was Bernice.
Their name was Bernice, and then they threw up rats.
Because I recognized this
How do you
person.
remember that?
You did recognize Bernice.
Did just look at my
That
notes.
was-
I actually also know it was the cult of Yogg-Miris,
Yes.
and the symbol I just looked at. I don't know if
Did
Rex,
recall.
Rex has eaten too many cinnamon hearts to remember anything else. I said that as like a a lore reason for us to potentially say we've forgotten things. Like if we actually forget.
Gotcha.
It's because you've eaten cinnamon hearts.
Yeah. Even
There you
though Rex knows it's a lie.
Forgot that person's name. Ate a cinnamon heart right after learning it though. So. Whoops.
Whoops!
Yeah, but-
Classic me. The progress through the sewers is a little bit jarring, as it's a lot of Isla leading you somewhere and then realizing that the orb has started to dim a little bit, and then going back and trying a couple of ways until it starts to glow more brightly again.
Isla, could I have a go with the orb?
You don't think I'm doing a good job?
No, it just looks really fun. No, I'm being serious. I'm not. No, I think you're doing. We made it this far. I just want to.
No, it's okay. I get it.
Okay, give me a survival check, Ludie.
Survive the orb.
Can you survive the orb?
Eight.
8. Okay. So Ludie taking up the orb and beginning to follow sort of its growing and fading light. You see that it is not necessarily as easy as it initially seemed to wield the orb and follow its changing colors. As you go one direction and realize only after going probably about like 100 or so feet down in that direction that like, oh, it has been shrinking in brightness instead of growing more bright, and so turning around and having to
Funny
reorient
that.
yourselves. And although it is a little bit of a jagged pathway through the sewers, it is definitely far more
Leisurely.
far quicker than had you just tried to find your way without any sort of guide
Of course.
through the sewers, as you begin to realize that everything really starts to look the same after a certain point in the New Eden sewers. It's a lot of the same stuff.
You know, I think
over
it's
and over
taking us
again.
on the scenic route, actually.
Milk run.
Yeah, this moss formation here is slightly different than the last
There
passage.
comes another point where Ludie leads you guys around a corner and starts heading down one way, and then realizes that the orb has begun to dim, and turns around and heads the other way, and then realizes that heading that way, the orb has started to dim as well.
I'm just
So
getting kind of
slowly
tired.
starts kind of like oscillating back and forth in this one hallway
Mm.
until you just kind of stop. And it seems that like no matter where you go, this thing is not getting brighter, it's only getting dimmer.
Uh-huh.
And glancing around, looking up above you, it's just solid stone around you.
You lot, I think we've made it.
Well, how did we get up there?
Hmm.
Is there any I'm just gonna put the stone in my bag and start feeling around on the walls for like a brick that maybe depresses or something. like
Okay,
that.
give me an investigation check.
As Ludie does that, I'm going to use my dark vision to try to see down each way as long as I can to see if there's potentially any light coming in from sewer grates that might indicate that we're close to street access.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Could somebody give me a hand with this? There's just a lot of bricks. It was a 6.
A 6?
What are we doing?
Peering through the
See if
darkness.
any of the bricks are like, you know, inflected. Haven't you seen that in the movie, in the flickers? What are they called, the flickers?
There
The
are
movies?
more. It's more of a
Illusions.
high district thing. It's a very very expensive thing where pretty well images are projected into large crystalline formations that then almost makes like a holographic image at the center of the.
It just sounds
Like
way
this
better
large-
than what we have currently.
Yeah,
in this
class.
world, so
15 because I'm awesome.
15 because they're awesome?
Yeah.
Alright, so as
think
Ludie
that's right.
begins to sort of pat down the bricks, you sort of hear like the slapping of hands on brick. That, I don't know why, it's like such a visceral sound to me. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
sound of hands on bricks.
Yeah.
Rex, you give like a good look up and down with your, how many feet of dark vision?
120 feet.
Okay, so looking up and down the pathway, you don't see any real changes in light besides like the the bright orbs of light that are cast by the electric lamps that are placed every so often throughout the sewers. Although you do see down towards one of the sort of crossroads spots where it looks like the lamp has dimmed a bit, one of the spots you guys have passed before, you do see something sort of crouching down, looks to be like smaller than halfling level, looks to be like on all fours, and you can just like catch like the reflection of light in its eyes as it sort of like scurries behind the corner.
Oh shit.
What? What, Rex?
Do you see that?
No.
Of course you can't. You've got the human eyes.
And Ludie, you have like the sound of like hands on bricks, and then boom, sound of a hand on wood.
Huh! That's shit! Oh my god!
And give me an investigation check.
Shout.
Oh. Sorry, Isla.
Gotta talk to rabbits.
This is my
No.
it's my like third 5 in a row.
Oh.
Investigation though.
Mm-hmm.
Totally keeping my eye on where that thing was.
6.
So trying really hard, like you can feel, like you're seeing brick, but you can feel wood. You're certain that there's something up here, but like as hard as you try and see through whatever is
Can somebody
causing this illusion,
Yeah.
you can't quite make it out, but you know that there's something there. Something's not quite right, but you can't make out the specifics of what it is that you're handling.
Isla, Rex, there's something here. It's a different material. So I don't know what to do with it.
Just keeping my eyes on the creepy crawly right now.
Isla, come on.
And I'm
I'll
gonna
give me an investigation check.
I'm going to conjure something that wouldn't burst all of our eardrums if I shot it in here. So I'm going to conjure a magical heavy crossbow.
Okay.
And I just like hold up one hand and the stock forms with the hair trigger in my right hand. And as I put my left one forward, that bow, and then a shadow kind of creates the string and it's pulled taut with a bolt loaded already. I'm just going to keep my eyes, see if it pops out again. Not
Okay.
going to shoot, just waiting.
Okay. So you keep your eyes on the spot where you saw the thing.
Yeah.
Investigation is intelligence, right?
Yes.
Yep. That is a 14.
14? Okay. So
Nice.
Isla, peering through, using more of your mechanical sort of intelligence, the more math and probability-based intelligence that's hidden within you.
Indeed.
You sort of begin to peer past whatever illusion has been cast on this portion of the wall and begin to make out what looks to be the outline of a door frame that looks to have been hidden behind an illusion of this this portion of the brick wall. And looking down, you see like just like a small metal handle on the side that has like begun to like, looks like it's almost beginning to rot out of its spot. Give it a turn. As you give it a turn, the handle sort of like groans a bit as it seems to like a bit of rust on it, and as you turn it, you feel like actually the whole handle casing just like begin to turn in your hand as you feel the latch on the inside.
Does
And
it
you-
look like brick, like a brick facade?
For you, it looks like it's a brick wall, but it feels like wood. Like your hand is almost passing through the brick.
Yeah.
You can tell that there's something wrong, but you just can't seem to break down the illusion.
Do you have a sense
in your
of like
mind.
if it's like an illusion, or if
You're
it's
getting
like
the sense that there's something that there's something preventing you from seeing what is actually there. There's an illusion. There's
Okay.
something there. There's something's not right.
Yeah.
And so, having gotten Isla's help, she begins to open this door, and as the door begins to open, you're able to like finally get the full image of this door as the illusion sort of fades away for you, and you can now see this door that's beginning to open into just like a very dark staircase. And Rex, keep an eye on the spot where you saw the creature sort of peer around. Nothing peeks out.
On the update,
Come on, Rex.
what?
We're ready. We found it. It's the entrance.
Staircase.
It's some sort of like brick facade illusion thing.
Prove it. Run full speed at it.
I run
It's
full speed at it.
Okay, running full speed, you hear like the thump of Isla's shoulder smacking against the door that's not quite fully open, and then the sound of Isla's feet up wooden stairs.
And I like drop the crossbow, and it like just before it hits, it makes the sound of hitting the water. I'm just gonna dismiss it, so kind of disappears into smoke, and I'm gonna
Smoke over the water. What's that song? There's a name.
Smoke.
Smoke on the water.
Over the water.
Over the wall.
Fire inside the sky.
When I was in grade 1, there was this band in my school in grade 8. They were super cool.
Oh yeah.
And they played that
As
song.
all grade 8 bands are.
They played that song in the gym, and I thought it was a song they wrote themselves. Turns out it's a famous song.
Yeah. It's like the first thing you learn. It's the first thing you do on a guitar on that E string.
Oh, that's so funny because
Yeah.
in my head they were like this amazing band.
It was probably a good performance.
Great.
Grade 8, yeah.
Yeah.
As we move in, I just wanted. Oh well, we may not cast invisibility yet, in case there's no need. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So you guys enter. Do you close the door behind you? Keep it open.
Yeah.
Should I close it? Yes, I will.
Okay.
Moving in, I kind of like see where I am, and I'm going to do it just nice and gently, and kind of keeping my eyes up the stairs as I close it.
As the door closes, Ludie and Isla, your vision pretty well drops to nothing. You can see maybe like maybe a foot in front of you, but like this staircase is not lit by anything, and there looks to be like there's no active light coming from whatever's at the top of these stairs, and so you guys are just in like a pitch black hallway. And so Rex, you can make out pretty well everything in this tight little staircase, but Rex and Isla and Ludie, your guys' vision drops.
I'm going to drop in a value of being
I don't
stealthy.
think you have dark vision, no.
Oh.
The AI doesn't have dark vision.
Doesn't?
I think I do.
Do you?
It's not, we didn't call it dark vision, but it's like a,
Infrared.
like a thermal.
Well, thermal would be sick because you
shoot.
can see people who are invisible in the dark.
Let's see,
Oh.
if we go into
Oh, cool.
my
Yeah.
little thing.
I know Ludie's blind as a bat in the dark. I remember
Yeah.
that. Who? Cause what? Yeah. No, and then I should be. Dragonborns normally don't have dark vision, but a warlock feature of mine gives me it.
I don't have it here, but I do remember you having dark vision.
That would help. So I'm not the shepherd of.
Let's say
of these
until proven otherwise, let's give you 60 feet. Let's say you have 60 feet of dark vision.
Cool. Seeing Isla at the top and Ludie probably like when you like don't want to turn any lights on, but you gotta go pee in the middle of the night, kind of up the stairs. I'm imagining at least.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're far more graceful.
No,
than
I'm
that.
actually. I didn't
Cancel the
realize.
walls.
I'm gonna just decide to be stealthy.
Okay.
He's dropping a value stealthy.
That's what I said before. I didn't realize you guys were up
Oh,
talking.
my muscles are clenched around stepping carefully on each of these rotted wooden boards. I also would love to drop in a value of stealthiness.
Okay, everyone give me stealth checks.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Oh,
what
wait.
I am good at. Except I dropped my die.
I just have a question before I roll. Oh yeah, man.
What is your question before you roll?
When we cast invisibility, because I'm gonna do that, usually you make a stealth check an advantage. So like, would we just get another chance at a stealth check, or like how'd that work? Like a new stealth check? Because then we're like, you know,
It would probably be a new stealth check
at advantage.
at advantage.
Love that. For now, holy shit. Can I borrow a luck point there?
I don't have any to share.
I don't think you can transfer them either.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's bad though. It's an 8.
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Kel, with my luckiness,
Mm-hmm.
if
If you expend a luck point, you can gain advantage on the roll.
and so can I. Also, I can choose the higher one.
Yes.
I'm not forced to take the second one. I can.
Yes,
get the
you can
higher
take
two.
whichever die with luck.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a luck point.
Okay.
I forget. Can I spend it on attack rolls?
You can spend it on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, I believe.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Huh?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the 14 over the 7
Nice.
plus 7. 21.
Oh my. Oh my.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. Wait, what was yours? Did you say?
I didn't say yet, but it's 22.
Oh.
22?
Sorry. But it's also what I'm
22,
good at.
8, and...
Yes.
Sorry, Ludie, yours was...
21.
21? Okay.
Nice
So you
try.
guys
good.
continue up. Rex, taking up the back, does have like the third try on these stairs, and so you begin to hear like the groaning of these stairs after having 2 people go up them before him. He's the one that starts to make these stairs groan a little bit as you guys head up. the stairs and begin to approach the door at the very top.
As I get like some kind of jeers from my team, I say in Elvish, just keep moving, and like knowing that I'm not as stealthy. But do we sense any light coming, like anytime soon?
No light coming through the door. Like whatever is at the top of this staircase, there's no light coming through it.
Cool. Okay.
I've heard that theaters have like. Never mind. I'll tell you later.
Okay. So reaching the top, Isla, you come up against another wooden door. This one like slightly less rotted than the one downstairs. Still like a little bit worse for wear. The handle is a pretty beaten and rusted handle, but at least it's not falling off. Okay, give it a turn. You hear sort of like the as you begin to as the door opens, and you find yourself with your 60 feet of dark vision being able to see into the room. You find yourself in a small little room. The first thing that hits you about it isn't necessarily what you see, but it's the smell. You get a heavy whiff of old liquor and rot. And glancing about the room, you can see what looks to be like a number of bottles that are filling the room, like all sorts of bottles that got saved, as well as like small heaps of trash and things. Looks to be like this was like some sort of like waste management room that was never really properly cleaned or cleared at any time, and so it's just sort of like sat and soured quite a bit. And this is probably one of the most recent times that it's been aired out with any sort of opening or closing of doors and really have much ventilation. So whatever smell builds up in here stays in there until the door gets open.
Rex,
I hold Ludie's hand, and when I smell it, I go, "Oh, Ludie, that stinks. Ludie, excuse you." Oh, hello.
Wait, there's all these bottles of. Are the alcohol bottles are full, Cap? Oh, I can't see.
These
this.
ones are,
Can't
they're
see
not
this.
full, they're definitely ones that were, you can't, like picking one up and giving it a feel and like swishing it around and trying to like smell or see if there's like stuff still in these.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so. Seems that it was just like whatever dregs were left at the bottom of a bottle when it was put away, and just those have begun to sour and rot.
Okay, I'm gonna take one bottle and put it in my bag.
Okay.
Interesting.
Looking around the room, there is another door leading out on the opposite side of the room, sort of like over into the right hand side.
Oh, can I have the rock back?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Look at the rock map.
Okay, the rock map has now stopped glowing.
We're not in the sewers. Sorry, that came across as so rude.
Is it not supposed to help us with the other alley? Like, how do we know for sure we're in the right building?
I think this. Well, can you see a door?
Yeah, we're there.
Right where?
Over there.
I can't see where you're.
Look, I take Ludie's head and I just like turn his nose in the direction.
Oh, okay.
And like focusing on that spot, Ludie, you can just make out what looks like the small little halo of like a little bit of light coming out from like the cracks around a door. Like like squinting as hard as you can just barely make that out.
Whoa.
Well, I'm sure no one's a theater. It's a room that's been very lit.
Okay, so should we...
No.
No.
How many times?
No, I didn't say no. I just went.
How many times can you cast that
Oh.
spell, Rex?
I could cast twice.
Oh, I think my mind's
Well, I should speak a little quieter. Sorry. Well, sorry. I want to make sure that we have enough time. So I want to make sure that we're casting at the very moment we need to be invisible. So.
What if we don't know when that moment is?
I know.
We're in the building now.
I know. Okay. Okay. I kind of furrow my brow, and I blink, and my eyes turn from my emerald green to like, and they're just shadowy black, and my eyebrows kind of curl, and with like a hand extended out to both my friends. I don't know if I need to touch them. Maybe I do. If I want to make it happen to someone else.
It does say touch.
Great.
As he's doing this, I'm narrating everything Ludie. And now his eyebrows are moving.
And then with a hand out, I kind of curl my claw into a bit of a wicked shape, and I utter, Zul, me gut. And then I'm going to touch Isla on her shoulder and kind of give a squeeze. And I don't know what it felt like when you turned invisible before, but this kind of feels like you disappear as a person. Like you're gone from memory, but you're not. But that's the feeling I want my spell to give off. And then I kind of turn and like, still in it, grab your shoulder. Zol me got. And you disappear as well. And I'll grab my snout. Zol me got. And disappear as well.
Okay.
All being one spell slot.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
So now all of you invisible. Benefit is no one can see you. Downside is none of you can see each other.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I never thought about that.
Well, you could
We have to
do
hold
something else.
hands. Well, yeah, but I can once we're in the lights. Can we hold hands?
Here, wait.
Here.
After a little bit of like flapping around,
I got you.
find each other's hands.
I've got an idea, just so that we have our hands free. Potentially tie some rope between our hips, maybe a couple feet. Anybody got any rope?
But then they would see a floating piece of rope.
Oh, but we'd be wearing the rope.
But then what if we need to get away from each other really fast?
Untie the rope.
Well, maybe.
I think
don't
it's a
have
good
rope.
idea.
You don't think it's a good idea?
I think it is.
Okay.
As long as they can't see the rope.
Do you got some rope on you, Ludie? I know you're usually with having the rope. You've always got a lot of rope, don't you? I swear.
Am I crazy?
Remember when we were escaping from that house in the high district and we had to tie sheets together in order to get down a couple of feet?
I never carry any rope. I've got this about 2.5 foot long fuel siphon. It's just a plastic
I have
tube.
absolutely no rope.
I have no rope.
Well, it was a great idea.
Thank you.
Maybe if we find some snakes.
I've got this healer's kit. Maybe we tie bandages.
Fight snakes. Good God.
That's a
You know
dirty
what? It
idea.
is a theater. There's going to be a ton of rope in the fly.
Let's go fight. In the flies. Okay, we'll just
Let's just hope they weren't mid-production.
Let's hold hands until we find the rope.
It's so funny.
Alright. Okay. Now,
Wait, how am I holding someone else's hand? Oh, that's you.
this is me.
I got you, and
Yeah.
this is you, Isla?
Yeah, we're in a circle. We should let go.
This won't do.
Isla, just come this way for a
Okay,
second,
okay.
okay? Great. And I lean over and I find Rex.
Uh-huh. Hello? Hey,
Oh, yes, baby.
I just give him a kiss on the cheek.
Nickel, thank you.
Alright.
And I say, Isla, you lead.
Okay. I go towards the door.
Okay, go towards the door and give it an open.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, taking this handle, this handle's like a little bit cooler than the last one was, not quite as warm. But giving it a hold and turning it, you hear the door handle, opening the door and slide the door open. And looking in with your dark vision and Rex's dark vision, you guys find yourself to be in a costume and prop storage room.
Okay.
At the center of this room, the room is quite large. We're talking something around probably about like 40 or so feet wide from where you are, and then maybe about like the same 50, 60 or so feet long. At the dead center of this room, there are 2 floor-to-ceiling costume racks that are filled with all manner of costumes. On the wall furthest from where you came out of the door, there are various set pieces that have been hung against the wall. Most of them are just like the flat wooden classic set pieces of bushes and trees and buildings and little sort of mural things like that. Nothing too high budget as far as things go. Stepping into the room a little bit more and taking a look sort of left, further down the room, you can see at the very far end, looks to be like a number of racks that contain all manner of items, sort of looks like miscellaneous items over there, as well as a number of like large, almost mascot-like heads hanging from the wall. Looks like one is like a werewolf, another's sort of like a dragon, another is like a yeti, and another one's just this like huge bug face that are all hanging from the wall.
Okay, how about we take one of those and scare them with it?
That would work.
We could also scare them with our incredible capacity for violence.
Yes, but imagine our incredible capacity for balance plus bug mass. I'm just saying.
I think we put it in the pot and think about it.
I mean, if we put them on now, they'll disappear. So we could just wear them.
They might affect our senses.
I think you'd probably restrict some mobility, block a bit of your vision.
Maybe we'll grab them on the way out.
Does anybody know what time it is?
Oh, do you have watches? Anybody?
Oh yeah, I have around my neck. I
Yeah.
pull out the.
Pull out your little watch and looking at it, and looking at your own bodies, you can sort of see yourselves almost like an ethereal, sort of like swaying version. So you can see yourself and everything you're wearing, but you can't see each other.
Interesting.
So looking down and seeing yourself, you sort of grab the pocket watch and give it a little flip open. You guys are now at about like 8:45.
It's 8:45.
Okay, good.
And what time were they supposed to be meeting here?
9.
Okay, well, if you were against
About 9
meeting
o'clock-ish,
in
yeah.
the theater, where would you meet? Okay, I've got a
In the
list of
theater.
top 3 choices.
On the stage.
Yeah, like in the auditorium.
Would it be?
Okay,
on the
also
stage?
perhaps.
The green room. It's where actors go to chill.
I know, babe. In the what's it called, the balcony where Shaw would sit.
Like a box.
Well, the box, yeah, but there's a special one that like kings and queens go to, and if it's royal theater, you know, or like just depending, sometimes you're invited and you end up there. Also, maybe the lobby where the
Okay.
bars are.
Maybe we head for. Should we head for the theater first and then look through the rest?
Aren't we backstage right now?
I don't know. I've never been in the
Head
theater
through to,
before.
like, the stage area first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Right now, I'm picturing that we're. Sorry, yeah. I'm just picturing that we're in the wings of like the auditoriums, right? Where exactly?
You guys have no idea where you are in
Okay, we
relation to
can
this
just
building.
see set pieces.
All you can see right now is you're in like some sort of costume and prop storage. There's set
Okay.
pieces on the wall.
Got it.
Hey, so
Got it.
these costumes might. We could rip them up a bit and use them for rope instead.
Oh, good idea.
Just tuck them into our belts. That way we have our hands free in case things go down.
So I'm gonna move over to the rack, and you guys just see like dresses kind of like start to move on their own. And I'm just kind of like looking at them just to see what's probably like an easily rippable material. They won't make a lot of noise when I rip it.
Looking through, you find a lot of the costumes, at least on like this first bottom level that you're looking at. A lot of it is things like suits and dresses and different sorts of almost sort of like different period things. So different styles of armor and different styles of things. All of it made out of just like either foam or little bits of like leather. Like it's all, none of it is real authentic armor or regalia, but it looks like they have different armor sets to sort of play the different eras in Therendorian history, but all of it is crafted by what looks to be like a pretty skilled craftsman, someone with a lot of talent made some of these costumes. But you do, flipping through, find what looks to just be like this really raggedy, long shirt. Looks like it would come down to someone's like knees or further. It's stark white, mostly like a little bit grayed in places from whether it was like sweat or like dirt and dust. It just sort of like looks grimy.
Cool.
And it looks pretty rippable, this one.
I'm going to like kind of hold it taut and just stick my claw through it.
Okay, so you guys see this like white shirt sort of like pull itself up out from the rack, and just like a hole just get
Great.
stabbed into
And
it.
I'm just gonna slowly, but like quietly, just
Okay,
pull
you
down.
see it start to like rip itself open.
and I'll rip it into 3 strips.
Okay,
Yeah.
so rip 3
Long
strips
strips.
out of this thing.
And how long are they? Roughly think.
Each strip of this thing is maybe like 2 feet at best.
Can I cut more than? Can I like cut double that amount so that we have like 4 feet between us?
You can probably cut so you'll have about like 2.5 feet. There's not quite enough of this material.
That's good. And I go, hey guys, are you cool being close, like 2.5 feet together as we're moving? That's going to be 5 feet between you and me, Isla, unless we decide to like not be in a straight line. Cool. Okay, that's about as much as I've got.
And I'm gonna come over and then I kind of just toss it onto the ground. in front of each of you.
So I'm going to tie this to my belt. Tie this to yours.
I do the belt on my
Okay.
cage.
Okay.
Okay, so
They
you guys
disappear.
start to walk, and you can feel like the awkwardness of almost this like weird three-legged race style movement having to now happen between three people who can't see each other.
Does
Yeah,
does
that's
the cloth
tough.
disappear?
The cloth, like as you
yeah.
as you touch your end, you can see like your bit. You can see it extend, like probably about like a foot or so, foot and a half or so away from you, and then it just disappears from your sight.
Okay. Cool.
Head out of the room if there's somewhere to head out of.
Okay. Yeah, keeping on heading through these like two really tall costume racks. Get to the end where there are like the different masks of these various sort of like mascot-y, larger than life monsters, and you can see just underneath them looks to be like racks of shoes as well as various like hand props and various things like that all over these.
I tug on us just as we're passing the masks, and I pull down a black one.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Oh, the big.
Yeah, like these are big masks.
It's 19, but it's minus.
Okay, so minus so.
Was that
Oh,
20?
so it was a nat 20.
No, it was a 19.
Oh, so it's an 18 now.
Minus. So it's an 18.
Oh.
So reaching up, you can just like barely with the tips of your fingers, and you're going for the bug mask.
Yeah.
So you can barely with the tips of your fingers start to like touch the like proboscis of this weird fly, but it's also got like these like large mandibles underneath the proboscis, and you're reaching up and you sort of try to like nudge it off whatever hook it's on, and giving it a hit. You guys sort of see you've been pulled over towards the wall. You see this thing start to go like up, and then boom, and it comes down, and all three of you give me dexterity saving throws.
Mm-hmm. 12.
Nat 20
Okay.
plus
An 18.
4,
That's a
24.
heavy mask.
So 21 total.
21. So you guys
Let
are
me
all
know, I have the highest roll.
adeptly enough to sort of move in the same direction as well, so you don't feel too much tugging on the bits of fabric that are holding you together, but you back away just in time to see this mask just boom, smack into the floor, huge dust cloud get lifted up into the air as it just slams into the ground, and it's got some, sounds like it's got some heft to it.
How did that happen?
I don't.
Well, now that it's down.
It sounds
Gonna
like
give it a pickup. It's heavy. This is like probably like a 50-pound mask.
You're
Like
gonna
this thing
find it
is
cumbersome.
heavy.
Can I put it on?
Sure.
The mask. Right?
Yeah, it's like this. It's like a whole head. It's like a whole
Like a mascot head.
of this creature.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on.
Okay, so you see the
Gives you +1 AC.
this bug head on the ground. As Isla begins to touch it, you sort of like see it begin to disappear until it just sort of like fully fades from view.
I'm
As
also
Isla
crawl
picks
into
it up.
and then try to
And it stands up, and you're sort of like wobbling back and forth as you get this thing balanced on your head and pop it down. And the first thing you realize is that like the vision in it is shit. It looks like you're looking through the like each of one of the bug's eyes, and it's got this weird mesh over top of it to try and like make the eye holes blend in with the eye themselves. So like there's like this weird black mesh in front of your eyes, and the eye holes are like just the size of your eyes, and so your peripherals are gone.
How's it feel, Isla?
It's great. It's everything I dreamed it would be more.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As Isla turns to like where she heard your voice from to say that, you just get smacked in the face by some stick.
Ow!
Like something long just smacks you in the
Isla.
face.
I'm sorry, it's my antenna.
Turns around, Rex, you get smacked with the other one.
Take it off.
Oh.
Are you gonna take it off or are you gonna keep it on?
I'm gonna bend down and then just shimmy out of the head.
Okay, so you see, as you hear Isla sort of express her sadness, so I can take this thing off, you see like another big like of dust on the ground, and then a moment later you see this bug's head begin to materialize in the ground.
I love that banging noise may attract attention. Come to the wall now, everybody. And I'm gonna start leading, and I'm gonna pull kind of us towards the opposite side of where we just were, opposite wall, and then move us deeper into the room.
I
Okay?
have one hand.
Moving
up.
towards the wall and heading towards the door, which isn't too far away from you guys at this point. You guys are probably like 15, 20 feet away from these like two double large metal doors. and heading towards them. Guys, give them an open.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give them an open. These ones seem to be a little bit in better shape, mostly because they're metal. Sort of holding on to this one and giving the handle a little push down. You hear sort of like the metal as you open this door. It's a little bit quieter on its hinges. You find yourselves entering a very large, very wide hallway. This looks like something that's definitely made to be big enough to transport large pieces of set, large pieces of costume and the like. And turning and looking down the hallway, you see at the very end an incredibly wide, probably about like 10 or so feet wide, wooden staircase that leads up maybe about 10-15 feet up to another set of these double metal doors. And beside where this staircase begins to head up upstairs, you see that the hallway sort of also takes a bit of a bend around the corner.
Well, thank goodness for those big doors. They probably blocked a lot of the sound from the mandible head banging on the floor. Hey, Lou, that's a joke. You can't see my face right now, but I'm being a jester.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been in a theater before.
Yeah, me neither. Ludie?
Where do you think the stage
You've never
is?
been in a theater, Rex.
What? I've never...
You told me that you were like practically a famous actor before I met you.
Because I know me really. I'm very famous to myself. That was one of the first lies I ever told you.
What was
actually-
the second lie you ever told me?
That I love your father so very much. He's a very fantastic man. You don't remember? I said in front of him.
Okay.
That was a second lie.
And what was the third?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
that was the
Okay.
third lie.
You
That
met
was.
Ludie's dad?
Well then,
Oh, yeah. And you not being able to read my body language, I immediately grab Ludie's hand and say, yeah, we met.
Give me a... Actually, no. Isla, you feel someone grab your hand.
And I squeeze it and I start like rubbing my thumb in your palm.
I didn't know this was an emotional.
It's in a very... like, you can feel like the talon
Okay.
on his...
And I feel the pat and I go, thank you, Isla, Ludie, thank you. And
I think we should head up the stairs and look out the door.
Okay.
Okay.
Plan.
Yeah.
So heading up towards the stairs, you can, as you begin to climb the stairs, see like the small dead-end hallway that heads off to the right of the stairs. Looks like there's 2 rooms attached to it, both with closed doors. But you guys begin to head up these stairs.
yeah, but did you mention that there's a hallway that curves past these?
Yeah, so that's the hallway that you can see as you head up the stairs. There's another hallway that like turns
Oh.
off to the right from the stairs.
And it's through the door.
You can see that there's 2 doors attached to that hallway. This isn't through the door
So basically,
that
like,
you're going.
stairs up, door, and then there's a hallway to the
Yeah, so
right?
like stairs up, door. You guys were like coming up this way. There's another hallway that comes off here, and there's like a door and a door.
Oh. Interesting. Very interesting.
That one.
Which one?
In this door. In front of the stairs.
Oh, this one? Okay.
So up
I
the stairs.
Up the stairs, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Moving up the stairs to
Okay.
the door.
So heading up the stairs and giving the door a little bit in... Oh, you're gonna give it a knock?
Hello, criminals?
Hello?
I wanna as we move up, give it a listen.
Listen at the door?
Yep.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Roger that. Oh, 10.
10?
Yep.
Pressing your ear to the door and giving a listen.
Oh, I'm gonna jump in too.
Can't hear anything.
Perception?
Mhm.
Passive or what I rolled?
What you rolled?
12.
12. Giving a listen. Can't really make anything out from beyond the door.
What is that?
And Isla gives the large, one of the 2 large handles in this door, big turns. And opening the door, you find yourself in a small little room at the top of these stairs, and immediately to your right, there's like a large open archway doorway that leads off further into what looks like another little hallway, and through a large glass window that looks into a room that's across that hallway, you can see like a handful of couches.
Does it look like the transition from like a kind of like a non-public area to the public area of the theater?
You're not entirely sure because you can't see anything still. It's still pitch black.
Oh, it's all pitch black?
This has all been pitch black.
Oh.
There are no lights in this theater.
That's right.
Not at all.
Okay.
You guys haven't turned on any sort of light system for poor Ludie.
Yep. No, you're stuck
Do I
between.
get the feeling that
us.
this is bringing us to the stage, or should we go back downstairs?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys see? Where are we?
13.
You get the feeling that like as you're adventuring deeper into this place that you're probably heading in the right direction.
Well, straightforward, stay the course, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
No idea where we are.
It looks like the seating area. My hunch is green room. Let's keep moving.
Towards the couches.
Okay, so heading through this doorway and towards the room with the large window, sort of peering into the room as you pass. You can see what looks to be like a small little kitchen set in the far corner of this room, as well as it looks to be like a number of cupboards surrounding it. And amidst the various couches, you can see like a handful of different cushions and blankets sort of laying across some of these couches. But then looking to your left, you can see this hallway continues on down that way.
Carry on.
Should we go down there?
I think so.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
blankets. Maybe people are, squatting here.
What?
But the blankets. There's blankets on couches.
Maybe, but the gang's here.
That's
What
what I'm saying.
couches?
There's
There's couches.
Yeah, there's like a room, and there's like a piece of glass, there's a window in front.
Oh, God, let's just get somewhere where there's light. They aren't going to be meeting in the dark.
No, I know. Keep moving.
Actually, maybe they would be meeting
Okay.
in the dark.
Heading up a little bit further down this hallway, Ludie finally begins to be able to see something. As to the left from where you're heading up this hallway, looks like the left-hand side, the hallway opens up a little bit, and there's like this warm yellow light pouring across. What you can now see is like this bright red carpet that you guys are currently walking across. So it looks like there's some sort of source of light coming from around the corner there, and it is casting light across a number of the different doors along the side of this this little hallway here. And you can see on each of the doors there's like a small placard with a name. The first one looks like E. Wells is the next name, and then there's R. Hendricks, and then there's K. Quinn on each of these different doors.
I'm gonna cast minor. Is there light in this room?
In this hallway that you're going down right now, there's no light. You can see like a little bit of light coming from further down the hallway that's pouring into the hallway, but the hallway itself is only lit by the like the excess light that's coming through.
So can Ludie see the names on the door?
Ludie can, like, coming up next to the doors, can see the like names written in
Great.
black.
Cast minor illusion on one of the doors just to say R. Murgalax.
And they go, oh, see, Ludie.
Yeah.
And I like kind of move in the direction. And I point
This way.
Pointed the famous,
Told you. That wasn't a lie. Okay, no, that's a lie.
It wasn't like?
I'm not famous, but I did the. I can't keep this up, and I wave my hand over, and then you see.
I was just about to trace my finger across the name.
And now it says R. Hendricks again. And I
So
begin.
Ludie looking at this door, about to trace the name, sort of sighs, and then the door opens in front of you.
I back up.
The
I back
door
up. I grab everyone.
immediately sort of just like groans open, and you see facing you is a man, looks to be in like his mid to late 40s.
It's Richie Hendricks.
It's Ricky Hendrick. Mid to late 40s, wearing like this really heavy leather trench coat, what looks to be quite a tight black beret with like a small little red handkerchief
Bookers.
tucked into the beret, and these like heavy cargo pants. Sort of opens the door and like squints a bit and like looks back in the room and like something sort of catches his eye, and he turns back around and like backs a bit into the room, and sort of see him like you hear like the I'm trying to like flick on a light switch.
Oh.
Like reaches his hand towards something, you hear his like hand hit what should be a wall in front of him, but you hear something more hollow hit in front of him. And glancing in, can see from like the little bit of light that's being cast from down the hallway, he's got his hand on like a very cloudy mirror, and sort of like looks up and rubs his face, looks in the mirror. Oh, this begin already. And turns around, and as he turns around towards you, his face morphs. The like once middle-aged human man face shifts to that of a 30-year-old elvish woman. His hair sort of like elongates and changes to like these luscious brown curls that fall across his shoulders, and as he sort of squints his eyes and blinks them a few times, you see what were once these brown eyes just fade to like this very soft blue. As he sort of straightens himself and looks at now the like slightly baggier trench coat on him. Well, that will do for now. And just like heads out into the hallway, pretty well directly towards you, and like takes a quick right, not even passing, like not getting close enough to the wall to bump into you, but takes a right, heads down the hallway, and turns and heads down into where the light is coming from.
We fall. I tug on the shirt to follow.
Okay. As I'm being tugged, I'm going to stop and I'm just going to peer in because I can see into the dark. And I just want to see what I can get a quick glance of what the room has in it.
Peering into the room is relatively barren. You can see like these three different, very, very heavily clouded mirrors, each with sort of like a bank of lights circling them. Looks like a classic dressing room.
Okay. Cool.
You can see at the center of this dressing room, like a makeshift bed has been made. You can see just like bits of like costumes and things that look like they were taken from downstairs have been piled into a small little heap, as well as what looks like one cushion from one of the couches from the room you just passed has been brought in as well. And it looks like very sunken, so it looks like someone has been like sitting there for a long time. So this person probably just woke up from some sort of nap or something. But besides that, the room is pretty well completely empty.
Out of like, okay, what I know is that Booker's gang usually has red flares of stuff, but I know that the faceless can change their appearance. So I'd assume that this person is using drugs because the faceless is a drug gang. Are there any signs of drug use on like surfaces in this area?
Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Awesome! Okay, guys, that was a good roll.
Hey.
It's a 23.
Nice.
Looking around through the room, looking for anything that you normally link to like drug use, looking for the inhalers that you usually use for lax, looking for needles, looking for anything for pricking that you know is a common way of doing
bongs, pipes,
powder. Bongs, pipes, and powder. You don't find anything in this room. There's nothing to show drug use. You do find like a handful of burnt cigarettes sitting in a small ashtray in the room.
Okay.
But besides that, you don't find anything of import.
Still feeling the pressure of the tug from Isla, I'm just going to peel off from that doorway and follow up.
Okay. And as you guys head into this hallway and begin to turn towards the light to see what's going on, that's where we're going to take a quick little break.
Oh!
Tonight.
My heart. It wants more.
So we're going to take, I think, like a quick little 15 in here, just grab like a little bit of water, a little bit of something to nibble on, and we will be right back. So you do the same. Grab some water, grab a snack, hydrate, go to the bathroom. I don't know. We'll see you guys in like 15 minutes.
I like that. set ourselves. Oh.
Welcome back to Dungeons and Drama Majors. We hope you guys had a good break, because we sure did. We had some Braden Butler birthday cake.
Oh,
Thank
and
you,
Emily
ma'am.
made it. It was delicious. The
Very good.
confetti, fluffy, spongy kind. Like,
She's literally the best baker I've ever met.
Aw.
So good. It was absolutely so
Ben.
good. But speaking
Oh,
of good
Ben
cake,
is good too.
cake, parties, clowns, entertainment, theaters. Guy comes out of the change room, changes his face, following him into the light.
Till, you are a master of segues.
Honestly.
dude, I didn't expect the clowns.
Yeah, that was
Whoever expects
Whoever expects the
Act
clowns.
Peter.
So, we currently have the party following the individual who is just walked around this corner, headed towards whatever area is being lit, just sort of in like the center of this hallway. They just changed their face in front of you, which, as Rex pointed out, is a an aspect of the Faceless, which is a gang that you guys have heard about, that is a part of the Opiate, which would make sense as to who Booker's gang might be meeting with.
If I recall, though, we haven't ever witnessed a faceless.
You guys have never encountered one of the Faceless, no?
Do we know how they consume that drug?
You guys don't. You don't know how.
We know that they produce a drug that allows you to change your shape.
Yeah, but you don't know how it's consumed. You
What
don't
if-
know how it's taken.
What if, like in Limitless, it's like an eyedropper? Not like,
What's
like
Limitless?
you know that movie?
Oh,
Hey,
Is it Limitless that they do that? No, it's Looper with our boy
yeah.
JGL. Yeah.
Aw.
Let's hope he tunes in tonight. Joseph
Gordon,
Gordon,
tune in right now, please. Thank you for
he's
watching.
probably already here. Thanks for coming by, Joe. Stick around to the end.
I have such a
Big
crush
fan
on
of your
you.
work.
We will continue to make
Wait.
Looper and Third Rock from the Sun references for the rest of the
I
night.
was thinking of someone else.
Can't count on my friends,
Oh, okay.
but I sure fucking will.
You guys just gonna follow this guy around the corner?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Is he running?
He's sprinting.
Okay,
No,
we
he's-
are sprinting.
no,
shoot,
he's just-
shoot him in the back of the leg.
He is just very, like, casually, like, again, this, like, really looks like someone who just woke up from a nap.
Sure.
And is just sort of, like, sauntering down the hallway, turns their way around the corner towards the light, and you just, like, hear their footfalls
I'd
begin
like
to
to,
disappear in the corner.
I'd like to add that I think we're sneaking.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we
I think-
rolled stealth.
We've been sneaking.
Yeah, you guys have been sneaking. You guys have been snaking.
Remember when we
Yeah.
rolled stealth? Are you okay?
No, I have hiccups. But yes, I'm okay.
Oh,
Just,
no, I'm
just
not
so you guys
okay.
don't have to feel like you need to continue re-rolling stealth. The only time that I'll really ask you guys to re-roll stealth is if someone starts actively looking for you.
Oh, okay.
Is
Then
there?
you guys will need another stealth check to like hide from someone looking for you. But you guys' base checks have been pretty well set.
Just a reminder, it's apparent that lifting a large helmet down from a hook and putting it on isn't interacting with as an action. Just saying that covered us. But if you make an attack, cast a spell, do anything like that, invisibility ends. So you do that. Just reminding y'all. That's part of the
Oh,
rule.
right.
Spell.
Yes, if you attack, it ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. If you attack something or cast a spell, invisibility ends.
So you don't have to worry about the
Okay.
latter of those two. But if you go stabby, punchy, nunchucky,
You'll know you.
Also, if Rex
What you
loses
gotta do?
concentration, everyone loses invisibility.
that's right.
So don't hit Rex either.
So don't hit Rex.
Don't do one of your playful love taps, because you can't control your unarmed strikes. That's a D6.
1d6.
Put up my bonus action shield.
Give you a little slap of encouragement.
Visibility goes out.
So what are you guys gonna do? What's the play?
Colin.
Yeah,
Follow him.
a little tug from. Oh, I almost told you Naya. A little tug from Isla pulls us in the right direction.
Yeah, and I'll go.
Okay, so you guys head around this corner. You can see this hallway that you're in continues for quite a ways beyond this branching path that's being taken here, where the light's coming out of. Looks to be more and more of these dressing rooms, sort of littering this hallway, and it does veer a little bit to the left towards the end of the hallway itself, but. Turning a little bit early and following this person into the light, you see what's been casting the light is up against these like double wooden doors, and these ones are far nicer than the other wooden doors that you've seen throughout the place. These ones look like they were quite ornately crafted, looks like really nice wood as well, and that it was preserved quite well as well, like it had a lot put into it to make it last. So these are like some very nice, heavy wooden doors, and what's casting this light is a small little oil lantern that has been placed just in like the corner of like where the door and the hinges are for one of the doors. And this individual lets out a pretty hearty, and you hear like the as they open the door and just like leave the door open behind them as they walk into the next room.
I was just about to be like, I'm gonna run to the door and try to hold it open just before it latches shut. But I don't do that.
He leaves it open?
We
This
follow
luck
through the
is
door.
in our favor.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
follow through the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming through the door, you guys find yourselves in what could only be the foyer of the theater. So the main entrance where people would come in when they were coming to see the show, you can see like a small little box office near the center of the room, sort of standing on its own, not really connected to anything, but looking at it, it's got like the four big glass windows. Each window has its own like one of those little half circle little openings where someone could pass like a ticket through and do payments and such as that. On the very, very far side of the room, there is a staircase that leads up, probably about like 15 feet up to what looks like a second story. And then from that side of the wall, there are two sets of these double-doored wooden doors that lead into another room. One of them is cracked like a little bit open, and the other set are completely closed. You do see leaning up against the ticket taker booth at the middle of this room is another individual in another incredibly heavy trench coat. You can see underneath the trench coat they've got the same sort of these really rough cargo pants as well as these big boots that they're wearing as well. They look to be almost identically clothed to this other individual that they're with. And leaning up against the middle console, sort of lean up against it and see the person enter. Oi! Wasn't having a nap, were ya? And the one says, just leave me alone, will you? And as they sort of like reveal their face, their buddy goes, whoa! Ho, 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 ho. We trying some of the supply? No, not at all. Why would you say that? Because, bro, you're a chick. And the guy like looks down and says, what? No. Oh my god. I'm a chick. Like looks down and like just starts feeling himself and like being like, oh my, and, like turning around and, dude, this shit works. And like rushes over to his buddy and they both start like chatting in like a little bit of like hushed tones and quite excitedly talking to one another before the one that you were following, the wood elven woman, gives the other one a slap on the back and they both like quite quickly, yes.
I just want to know when he does like pat around and touch himself, are his hands going through the parts that he wouldn't have like an illusion? Or
Like with my hat.
You can hear the sound because from the back of him, like because you're watching this person inspect themselves from behind. From the back of them, it looks like the hands are all good, and you can hear sort of like the thumping sound of them touching themselves.
And like their
So
hair?
it sounds like, yeah, it looks like everything is reacting as if it were there.
Man,
but these
okay.
two quite excitedly give each other a little pat on the back and then quickly head through one of the double sets of doors, again leaving it like slightly ajar.
I'm gonna like just grabbing Rex's hand, fumbling for it. I need to get some of that.
I speak in your head, so not to speak out loud. I go, okay, that's close to what I can do. And like, I know we're supposed to be like taking down the opiate and stuff, but between the star cookies and this, I kind of think we should just reap the benefits.
I said not take them down at all.
Well, no, we should do that, I guess, but then we should also take their supply.
I could learn a recipe or two.
And I whisper that as low as I can, and kind of, I'm gonna keep my eyes out the entire time I'm here, just passively looking to see if I can identify not like a star-shaped cookie, but potentially what might be giving them benefits of this. And using maybe potentially the DC lowering effect of knowing what drug paraphernalia that looks like.
Okay.
Just kind of always gonna like keep my eyes open for that.
Eyes open for any sort of usage.
Quickly, for anyone joining us new,
Oh yes,
star-shaped cookies were how they would pass drugs through for the drug division that we already took down.
The
Yeah,
Stitch.
for the patchwork, so for Stitch, so for the like skin regenerating health, like pretty well the patchwork that we're consuming these these cookies, these star cookies, were then ingesting Stitch and becoming like almost invincible. They would suffer a lot of bleeding before they finally went down. And so when Isla refers to star-shaped cookies, it's because it was literally these small star-shaped cookies that held the drug.
Didn't you form a dependency to them for a short time?
Yeah, I had a withdrawal afterwards.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
I still have some of the powder.
Oh, good.
No way to cook it though.
Sure. Oh. Well, we've got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's currently being owed about is that at mine and Ludie's pad, I have like a lab.
A kitchen is what we
We're in the kitchen cooking up some good stuff, and potentially,
Some bad stuff.
yeah, maybe we can make something
helpful stuff.
something bad, helpful, or good. The good, the bad, and the helpful. Out of that, that's funny. We should maybe.
So they have just gone.
They've just gone through the doors
auditorium.
into the auditorium beyond.
Is this on the same level as us right
It's
now?
on the same level as you guys are right now.
Okay.
Yes.
I think maybe at this, yeah, as we're moving, I kind of go. I think maybe, and then I'll just wait until we get a little closer to that door to potentially see if anybody's around the corner before I keep talking. But
Okay.
I have
Getting
an idea maybe.
Closer to the door and getting like a glance around this like quite open, spacious room that you guys are in right now. You
Yeah.
don't see anyone else.
I mean, once we go into the auditorium.
Oh, you guys are going into the auditorium?
It's towards the door.
Stop. See it open and they're gonna wonder. Have it open.
But aren't they moving towards it right now?
No, they've already gone through it. Like
Oh,
they
it's open and
they like
closed.
gave each other like a little hit and then like ran through these doors and sort of mostly shut
Oh,
them behind
shit.
themselves, but it didn't last. Just sort of like sat like slightly
Okay.
ajar.
I'm gonna look up and see if there's another way in.
Looking up, you can see that the stairs that are on the opposite side of the room to where you are now lead up to like a little bit of a balcony, and it looks like there may be a door in there. You can't see if like there's any door open, but you'd imagine that there probably is some sort of entrance from
I
the
whisper,
balcony.
look up. We could go to the balcony.
Okay, how would we?
Unless we potentially want to split up and one of us go check it out and see if it's worthwhile. Maybe if you go, you could let us know telepathically if it's good.
Okay. Should someone give me a boost?
No, there's stairs.
Oh.
You could, but if you want to try jumping,
No, I'll take
it'd make a loud sound. Not as loud as you dropping a mandible head on the floor, but
Well, that was in a part where no one was. So.
no one even really saw it.
Yeah. You guys didn't even see it.
Was it even
It was
you?
only me. I untie the
Okay.
shirt from around my belt, and I just kind of toss it in
So
the
you
direction
see-
it's being pulled.
For a moment there, after Isla lets go of the little bit of the shirt rope, you can see it for a moment, sort of like swing down towards Ludie before it again just disappears. As now it's like more attached to Ludie, and so disappears.
And then I got the stairs.
Okay, so heading around and heading up the stairs, you find yourself on a little bit of an extravagant balcony. It looks like they like put some effort into making like the banisters look very nice, and the various posts are all different. These like sort of like round, bulbous shapes that are very very intricate. Look like they're very well carved. And you see up there's one central set of two large wooden doors, and one of them looks open just enough that you could probably squeeze through it.
I keep the boys in the loop with every single thing that I do. Like, I'm talking in their heads going left, right, left, ooh, sidestep, ooh, it's a little bit of a puddle. Oh, no, it's a stain, gross, left, right, left. Look at these big doors, right, left. Okay, I'm gonna go through them.
We can't respond to you.
No, you can't. It's a one-way connection.
I hear you kind of groan, and I just like grab your forearm and say, "It's okay. We have to trust her."
Trying to be very quiet. And then there is the knob of the door.
Okay, the door is open, like ajar enough that you could probably
Alright.
squeeze yourself through.
Okay.
Great, then I'll just shimmy through.
Shimmy through. Okay, give me a Give me an acrobatics check.
Use your undulating dance moves.
My grace.
Move right through.
Also, you can tell how different me and my character are. When Kale was talking about how graceful I was doing this. Okay, sorry, what am I rolling again?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. 21.
21. So you're able to like slip through without like barely touching either the knob or the frame of this door. So like barely a tap. So you slip through this and find yourself now on a balcony that overlooks what looks to be the stage ahead of you. It looks like the audience is banked slightly, not a super steep angle. It's a pretty shallow banking for the audience. But there's, instead of there being like rows of seats, it looks like there's like small tables that are built into the floor that then have like chairs surrounding them. So almost more like a cabaret, like a dinner theater sort of vibe to this place. But you can see that the balcony you're on is this like square balcony that goes around the room and extends almost to the edge of the stage on both of like the two far arms. From where you are right now, give me a perception check.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, good boy!
It's only +2, so 22.
22? Okay.
Nice.
So coming through into this room, you can see that the room itself is quite a bit better lit than some of the other rooms you're going through back in like the bowels of the theater itself. You can see that my music has ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can
We
see
can
that.
also
I can
hear that.
You can see ahead of you and on like the left-hand branch of this this balcony, there's someone standing sort of like elbows on the banister looking down at whatever is going on down below, up there with you. And you can see another person on the opposite side, like the pretty well mirrored side to this person. Looks to be sitting in one of the chairs that's up here. Looks to be like there's like a couple little spots around the balcony where you could sit. This person is like sat in one of the little chairs and is just sort of like leaned up against the wall and looks to be just sort of like checking out rafters, checking out boards. Just looks like they're kind of bored, sitting there just looking.
Sorry, I just need to say this out loud. Janto just wrote in the chat and said, "Did you get new dice?"
Emily has been
think, yeah.
notorious for rolling terribly
Yes,
in our
2s and
past
3s are the
campaigns.
most common
Yeah,
roll on my
and-
die. Janto, this is the first night this has ever gone this way for me, so I don't know.
You're killing it.
Pretty nuts.
Like actually getting the best rolls. I don't know how Kale's been doing though.
Because Ben's gone.
It's 'cause
Oh,
Ben's not
and
been
he-
on
Yeah.
rolls.
The luck.
But approaching the railing itself, you can now look down into like both down towards the stage and the little like audience area, and you can see there's probably like 4 tables spread across this little audience area. Some of them have like begun to deteriorate, and some of them are missing chairs, and so it doesn't look like this theater has really seen a lot of use lately. Like it's definitely something that has sat and like been meant to be taken down for quite some time, but just hasn't been. But at one of these tables, a few chairs have been brought around it, and there's one person sitting in one of these chairs. Looks quite similarly dressed to the two people that you had seen before with these heavy trench coats, the cargo pants and the boots. But they also are wearing like a very, very stylish black bowler cap. You also see sitting next to them is another individual who is just dressed in blacks, just full theater blacks. And one thing you notice is that the 2 individuals who are up here with you are also dressed in full theater blacks.
So they work
Okay,
here.
so there's 2 guys below and 2 guys up, one on my side, one on the other side.
And then there are 3 people on stage.
Whoa.
There are 3 of these small electric lamps that have been set up, one on either side, then one at the center of the stage, that are sort of lighting these 3 figures on the stage, and look to be doing sort of like small skits, little bits of improv. All of it is mostly silent. Looks like there's like a little bit of entertainment
They're acting?
that is going on, that they're acting, and again, they're in full theater blacks.
And if I look behind me, is there a tech booth? Who's
Looking,
manning these lights?
the lights themselves are just like small, like they're electric lamps. Like it looks like something that was
Oh.
brought in.
And they're
portable.
on the stage.
And they're on the stage.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
No tech crew.
no tech crew.
I want to go up to the guy on the same side of the balcony that I'm on?
So currently you're on like the dead center of the balcony, so you could go to either one.
I'll go to the. Do I see our guy with who was so excited about his face changing?
Peering down like from the balcony a little bit further and looking down, you can see two figures dressed in those heavy trench coats sitting at a table together, and one of them just like has his hands all over the other one, and the other one's just like laughing almost uncontrollably.
Oh, gross. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll go to the right.
Okay, so you go.
Again, I'm telling these two every step I go.
What was that?
So you go to the right towards the one that's just like looking, that just looks bored. He's just looking around, sort of keeping themselves busy.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
like 3 feet away from him and just really like check out what he's got going on. Are they armed? Is he waiting for something? Is he like actively watching something or just chilling?
First give me a investigation check, and then give me an insight check.
Okay, that's a 14 on the die, but investigation
Mhm.
is a -1, so that's 13.
Okay.
And then insight is, sorry, 21.
21. So giving them a bit of like a quick look down without getting too close that you're worried that they might like feel a presence nearby. Giving them a look down, again they're in these full theater blacks. You notice that they have almost like a bit of like a utility belt, like this black utility belt. And mixed into it you can see what looks to be like a small series of throwing knives on their left-hand hip, as well as on their right-hand hip what looks to be the holster of a Derringer, so like a small, easily concealed pistol. This one up here also has leaned up against the railing in front of them what looks to be an arquebus, so like a little bit of like a lower quality but sniper rifle that he has sitting up here with him.
He's a sniper. Now I say to the guys,
From where you are now, the boys are out of range. You are beyond 30 feet from them.
No pings.
Can you hear anything?
No, it's not. She's too far. She's out of range.
So you try to ping, but you don't get the received.
I've got an idea.
I just think to myself, oh man, I really want to take those knives.
I want to bring Ludie to the door that those guys walked through, just so that we're like at the door and can listen to, because we're like in the middle of the foyer right now, and move closer to both potentially hear what's on the inside and then maybe pick up Isla's signal.
Okay. Pressing into the door, you don't quite get to the point where Isla's signal can get to you.
Okay.
And listening to the door, all you can hear are sort of like little like, almost like childish giggles on the opposite side of the door.
Is there a glass pane on the door?
No, there's not. Just totally solid wood on these two doors.
Does it seem like they're waiting for anyone?
It looks like the two people seated at the table together, the one that's in the theater blacks and the one that's wearing the bowler hat, are talking. You can't quite make out what they're saying.
Oh, I thought down at the bottom, I thought those two people were the goofy guys.
The goofy guys are then like further back up towards like the entrance, up towards the door.
Okay.
So they're almost like you have to like lean over the balcony and see them like below you and behind you.
Oh.
Okay,
And
hold
we're-
on. So there's 3 people on stage.
Two people on stage.
There's one guy in each of the balconies.
Mhm.
There's 2 guys down at the table actually doing conversation.
Conversation.
And there's 2 guys at the back who are laughing over their drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go back like 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Just like slowly take my way back until I can ping these
Okay,
guys.
so walking back almost to when you get to your back against the door, you can ping the boys.
Okay. Not much is happening here, but I think anything of note that is happening downstairs. So how about that you guys come in and we flank, and one of us goes down the center, and 2 of us stay up on either side of the balcony, and then we're like spread out.
Does that sound good to you?
Say nothing if you think that's a good idea.
They can't respond. It's
Right. We're going down the center.
Okay, so you head back down the stairs so you can go down the center.
I wait for like 15 seconds. And then I go.
Okay, so you slide back through the door that you came through, head back down the stairs, and you can see, or actually you can't see the boys because everyone's invisible
The boys, yeah.
right now.
Left, right,
Um,
go into the center.
as you guys
Men and
have
gentlemen.
heard Isla's sort of command, her suggestion. What do you guys do?
I go, before I'm assuming that she's made it down, I guess
Yeah.
I would be like, Ludie, from what I understand, Isla is suggesting that we flank either side of the theater so that way we can eavesdrop on the conversation at this table she's talking about. You take the left side and I'll go through the right. I think that Isla, and I'm gonna see if she like opens the door that we're at. Like I just want to get an idea of where she might be based on something that she does. I don't know.
You don't see any doors open.
Okay, we'll have to take a cue off of her.
Left to right, left to right.
Okay.
Again, I want to reiterate that I think you should go to the balconies. Oh, by the way, they have many weapons. Like, just like a whole buttload of weapons.
I'm just waiting until Isla comes to the door where she'll have to come through to the center. So
I'm gonna make just a low draconic hiss so I can indicate where I am.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, no! Now I'm chanting my old dice are back.
Oh, but what about a potential passive perception?
Yeah, it's a 4 total, but my passive is 12.
Okay.
Also not
So
great.
coming down the stairs and heading towards like the closest entrance for you to be able to head down into the theater, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
But she has to come back past us, right?
No, not necessarily, because there's 2 different sets of doors that head into the main. There's 2 on the main floor, and then there's 1 on the balcony.
So on the balcony, can you flank down the sides of the theater?
Yes, because there's the balconies flank the theater.
Oh, I get it.
So the balconies are like a U.
I was imagining.
I thought it was the other way around. 1 door at the bottom and then 2 at the top. So it's like flank, center, and Isla's coming down to go through the center. So you're coming down the stairs right now.
I am passing you. We're all invisible, and I
Yeah.
didn't roll high enough perception to hear you.
Isla,
So you hear from like somewhere behind you.
Isla, can you hear me? Where are you? I need to talk to you. Can you hear me?
Right now? Okay, hold on.
Yes, Isla, all I want to say.
I just moved towards the noise.
Okay.
Thank God you're here.
You like bump into Rex.
We're very. I grab you. It smells like fruit and acid.
Tropical fun.
And I said, so glad you're here. We were just a little bit confused because we didn't get to go up to the balcony. Are we supposed to go up and flank either side of the balcony, then listen from the
But
balcony?
don't attack. Don't decide when we attack. That's supposed to be... I hate that we're splitting up.
When you attack. I'm just saying we should go.
If you're in the center and we're flanking, you're probably going to be the first one to attack.
Now listen. I hear what they're saying, but we need people up there because they have snipers and they're heavily armed.
Okay, well,
How are we going to know when to start attacking?
We don't have to attack if we don't need to.
you know,
But we're supposed to attack. That's
say-
the job. We're supposed to take them, as many of them out as possible after we learn as much as possible.
No, the job is just to get information, and if we take some people out, she doesn't care.
I have an idea.
I got the impression she kind of wanted us to take people out.
If there is someone to be taken out, the person who I'm currently pointing at should make the call. I'll see you guys in there.
He was probably pointing
Yeah.
at himself.
I'm gonna think he was pointing at me. Okay.
Right, so you
Break
the
a
left or
leg.
the right one.
I'll take the left.
Okay.
So I'll go up the left set of stairs.
I'm going
Okay,
with-
there's only
we're
one set of
going
stairs.
together.
One set of stairs.
And then there's 2 doors at the top.
There's 1 door at the top.
And then you can go left
And
or
you can go left or right.
Okay.
Good.
I'll follow with Rex.
I see. Do you want me to disconnect you now?
I don't know if they can hear the whispering.
No?
And maybe not, just occurred to me.
Oh, maybe we
Okay.
can ask.
So, Kale, can you just, remember that we're not talking as loud as we are as people, as our
Yes.
characters?
Yes.
Great. Maybe we do this to remind Kale.
I have whispered.
We are whispering. Or we go like that. That might sound like we're yelling, though. Ludie, would you like to be disconnected now?
Yeah.
Okay, just know, and I kind of pull on you. I love you very much.
I love you too. Don't do anything brash.
I'll only do something romantic.
Just
As long
As you're
it's not
talking, I
romantic
kiss
and
you.
brash.
Brash.
He hits your upper right part of your portion of your eye.
Could I though because I've kissed Ludie in the dark many, many, many times, attempt to kiss him directly on the lips.
Roll me percentile.
Based
dice.
on that we know each other's heights well, and the vibrations coming from his lips, from his voice, I feel like I know this face.
This is two invisible people.
Yeah.
Trying to kiss.
But you're giving me a chance.
Give me percentile.
That's all I ask.
And me go and kiss him.
In the theater foyer, and we all might die. 26%. Whatever that means.
Well, the chances that I gave you were 0 to 25.
Oh!
Maybe
So you kiss him on the nose.
Oh.
Oh, a little lower.
And I go a little lower.
Still, nothing brash.
You got it, baby. And then I'm gonna take my claw and just rip the thing, and then tuck the rest into my belt.
Okay. And so you guys head up the stairs, slide through the door to get up onto the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me acrobatics checks to get through this door without
Yes.
opening it.
My specialty.
Uh-oh.
It is.
Well, just if you say that, now you're gonna roll in that one.
No.
10.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
Hell! What is this right now? Acrobatics?
I don't like that. That's dangerous.
Wow.
I have power.
Dog by the dog.
I
lord.
knew that was gonna happen as it was rolling out of my hands. I was like, this is going to be a nat one because he said it.
Okay, so Rex, what did you get?
10.
10?
You can use a luck.
8.
8? You can use a luck if you
Oh,
want.
but 8.
This is.
It's up to
move
you.
through the door
This is to
quiet.
get through the door without moving it.
Yes, I am going to use a luck point.
Oh.
It fell out of my hand.
Was it that one?
It's fine. It's a 17. I just did not
Yeah,
roll with
okay.
intention.
No, but-
It fell out of my hand.
It counts though.
I guess, yeah.
17, why not? So, I think if we had opened the door though, it would have been okay because they're watching the show, right?
Kind of.
I'm not talking about the buddies copping feels. I'm talking about the dude with the sniper. Anyway. Okay.
So, Ludie, you sneak through the door pretty quickly and begin heading down. You're heading down the left or the right side?
Right, I'm taking right, Rex.
Taking the right side?
Yeah.
So begin heading down the right side, and behind you, you hear the door. As a small bump from Rex started to sort of offset it from the hinges, and it slowly started to open. You see the one individual that
Can I
has.
throw my hand to stop it?
You're like beyond the door.
Am I through the door as this happens now?
Oh, no, I thought this Rex is bumping the door open. I'm confused.
Yes, so you've come through and begun to head down your way.
Yeah.
And then Rex started sliding through and has now bumped the door.
Oh, I see. Got it. I freeze.
You want to try and grab the door?
No. I'm just gonna let
Okay.
it go, and I'm gonna move out of the way
Okay.
of the aisle.
Bump the door and you hear the. You see the one individual that's sitting there, elbows on the banister, sort of like glances over, hearing the noise. And keeps watch down below.
And I'll move to the left.
Okay. So you guys sort of circle around, coming towards your respective sort of watchmen.
Yeah.
Isla, coming through the center door, give me a sleight of hand or acrobatics to open the door.
Sleight of hand, I will take. That is a 14 on the die, which is a 24.
Okay.
That's
so
a good
very
show.
slowly, sort of like wedging your hand in the door and slowly like opening it, sliding your arm down the door to keep the movement consistent. You hear just like this very low. As the door opens just enough for you to slide through, and you get through the door.
That was a really good door opening sound effect.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was primo.
Like
Opened a lot of doors in my time.
just like the rate and the time between each of the was like, I don't know what you guys think at home, but I liked it a lot.
I have a name and a scale. I'm going to be voice acting doors in the future.
In theater, we could be anything.
So, what would you like to do there, Isla? You have the two who now the other one that didn't initially take the drugs has taken the drugs and appears to be like a 70-year-old dwarvish man, and just has like this long gray beard that he's now like playing with and tugging at. And he's like, oh my god!
So I'm getting the impression that they're not choosing.
No, they don't seem to have like necessarily like as much control as they could over it.
Wild. Okay. I'm gonna try to skirt around them
Okay. Just
and get
skirt
to the
around wide.
table where the gentlemen are.
Okay. So skirting around and heading towards the table, you begin to hear the hushed conversation grow a little bit in volume. You hear the one that's just dressed in theater blacks, sort of leaning forward on the table and talking to whoever this other person is, say, so, we have our individuals in the prime position for our agreement to work as planned. You plan to hold up your end of the bargain. It is a rather simple end. The other one beside him says, "Alright, mate. Oh, we can do this. We can take it. We don't gotta do this so fast. We can take this nice and easy." And as he leans back, you can see as he sort of round the table the very recognizable face of Crowley, this dirty blonde-haired individual. He's got like a little bit of like this like stubbly beard. His features are like quite chiseled and quite well kept. Seems to have quite a likes to keep himself nice and clean and sharp looking. You can see the trench coat he's wearing is over top of, instead of it just being like these grayish brown work clothes, it's all over like a nice double-breasted suit, and he's got like a nice dress shirt underneath, and instead of wearing the cargo pants, he's wearing dress pants, and like just looks a little bit more put together than the others. Mate, we can just take our time and maybe make this worth more of our whiles. You see, like, it doesn't have to be about Booker and what was it name of your Mrs. Lady Nefira? Yes, Lady Nefira. That's a great name, by the way. She would take that one down. It's one for a daughter. Anyways, we could just like, if there's anything you want that you think that like my guys could do for you, and like maybe something that your guys could do for me, like I just think we should hash this out. Just work it out back and forth. And this person that Crowley's talking to just does not seem to be having any of his shit, and sort of leans in a little closer. I would watch your tone, sir. I am here on strict business, and I intend to get what I was asked to come get. And Crowley sort of stops for a moment and rights himself. All right, well, continue. And the other one leans back a little bit. Well, as you know, the opiate has a plan to, begin their own rule of New Eden, sort of through their own means, and as we have offered, our allegiance can be quite beneficial for those who decide to do the smart thing and ally with us. Lady Nefira, well, she is the only one that Undaran takes seriously in these matters. It would be smart to take our offer before waiting for the Reavers to come by. Crowley sort of sits up. Well, you have a good point. Booker has been talking about trying to get his foot in a few more doors, and ever since like the shit went down and him and Fontaine sort of fell apart, and that whole business, no longer has that influence. It's it'd be nice to have another ally. It'd be nice. And your trick is pretty fun too. I mean, if we could do that, Boss Man could be anywhere, right? And the one sitting in front of him says, yes, we can be anywhere and Rex, the one beside you, his face shifts, and you see it turns to like the face of this sort of probably in like his 20s or so male, looks to be high elven man with like a very well trimmed black mustache and goatee. So the one down on the ground says, "We can be," and the next one says, "Up next to you, Rex, anywhere." And then one of them on stage shifts to the same face, "We want." Another one up next to you, Ludie, shifts to "be." And it goes back to the first one. "So, do we have a deal?" Then his voice changes back to his normal voice. Crowley? Crowley sort of thinks for a moment. Right, yeah, we got a deal. So what do I need to do? I got something I got to sign, or you need like any blood, or like how are we gonna do this? And individual just sort of sits back and begins to stand up out of his chair. "Well, we will be in touch."
I speak in Crowley's head.
Okay, what do you say?
Oh my god.
Or, in my best imitation of the first guy's voice, which sounds probably not that great, I'm gonna go, "We're being watched. We can't speak freely."
Give me a performance check.
That was really good, Emily, though. Your impression.
17.
See Crowley sort of like paying attention. It's been like a little stiff for the last little bit, and sort of you see him notice the voice, and he sort of turns for a bit and looks back at the guy. "All right, yeah, you could just come by, and maybe Mr. Booker will," he starts kind of like looking around, "make you a deal."
And
Yeah.
I speak his head again. I'm gonna tell you our deal is final. All is not well. Get out.
Okay, give me another performance check. Okay, so you see Crowley.
Whose head are you speaking into?
Crowley.
Crowley. So you guys right now from upstairs looking down have seen a little bit of conversation that you can't quite overhear happening between the two.
Yeah.
You saw the one that's in the full theater black stand up, and Crowley is now like beginning to like very cautiously look over his shoulders. And so you imitate the voice again, and Crowley begins to stand up and, "Mike, come here."
Oh no.
And the other one sort of leans in a bit.
I'm gonna move forward.
Okay.
Here.
Do you have a thing? Well, you can sound like people that you've met before.
And the guy looks at him. "I don't quite know what you mean. No, I mean, we can take the form and shape of whatever we want, but usually it's better if trying to imitate someone we've seen them." And Crowley sort of squints at him a little bit more, and like hand goes down to his thigh.
Speaking his head again. Don't be a fool. Don't blow this.
And you're trying to imitate the voice again? Okay, give me a performance check. This time, yeah, please give me a performance check.
19.
I love that. I love that.
24.
Okay, and Crowley, like you see his hand go to his thigh and like begin to like pull up a little bit, and he sort of looks around, and looks back at him. So his shoulders drop a little bit. "Oh, no. Sure, I just, jittery." And like turns around to see the two other Booker's Gang members that are just goofing off now. One of them is now, no, it's no longer an old dwarvish man and a wood elven girl. It's now like a huge, like this like ripped Goliath Goliath guy and a halfling man, and they're just like comparing their sizes to each other and just like killing themselves laughing.
Like-
Oi, boys! It's back towards the one that he's been talking to.
Can I ping either of the boys?
Yes.
Can I get them both?
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but I feel like we should probably get a hold of Crowley because I didn't get enough information, but something weird's going on. So if we can, like, hold him down when the others leave. Or get him somehow. We need to make him talk.
Okay, and you say that to them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Crowley turns around and says, Oi, boys! Think it's time we headed out. Think we've got all that we came here to do. Did a bit of discussing, figured out some terms and sort of like looks up at the balcony and takes a bit of a look. Well, enjoyed the entertainment. Guys are quite talented.
I'm gonna speak in his head again.
Yeah.
Maybe in the costume room. I think we have a proposition for you. Not just Booker.
Okay, give me another performance check.
17.
Okay. You see Crowley sort of straighten himself a bit. Alright. Sounds like a deal, mate. The guy that he's talking to sort of... What? What? Oh, that like you and I, we have a deal figured out. Sort of like gives him a bit of a look. I'm not entirely certain I follow you.
I'm speaking his head again.
Oh my god.
I told you we're being watched. Shut up, you fool.
Okay, give me a performance check.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
Yes!
Crowley just like nods. Yep, alright, yep. Understood. Alright, well, good chat, and, well, we'll see you boys, and he gives a little bow. Later. Right, gents.
I speak in the boys' heads right away. Costume room right away, expect Crowley. I'll meet you there when I can.
I begin moving.
Yeah, I start going back there too.
I move with the intent and brisk pace of Severus fucking Snape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just woof, going.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes, I match him in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
So you
Fast
see
as a monk.
Crowley.
I stay with them.
You stay with them? Okay. So you see Crowley and the boys begin to head towards the main like two sets of double doors, and just as they're about to approach it, you hear from the gentleman they've been talking to, this way. And Crowley goes, what? And they say again, we leave this way. He begins walking towards the stage. And Crowley sort of, yeah, right. And give me a perception check.
Weirdly, I'm starting to like Crowley a lot. It's the character. Jackson, not Rex.
11.
Yeah.
11. You hear him mutter something to the two other guys, but you don't quite catch it. It's like very under his breath. And the other two just like quickly straighten themselves and like give themselves a couple slaps, and you see their faces like return back to their normal forms. And then they follow this one who heads up to the stage. And as he heads up to the stage, you see the three on the stage sort of watch as Crowley and the two boys begin to pass him. And you guys are on your way downstairs.
Yeah, what about the Arquebus fellow?
Arquebus fellows, they're still sitting up there. They haven't moved.
There's two up there.
There's two up there.
Are they in theater blacks?
They're both in theater blacks.
Okay. Okay, cool. Passing by him.
Okay, so you guys are heading back towards the door.
Let's stay in this room.
So you notice,
Sniper
Isla,
full
as the three begin to as Crowley and his two followers begin to pass these three on stage. The three on stage, the first one shifts to Crowley. The second one shifts to the second one. The third one shifts to the third one, and the 6 of them leave the stage. And so now they've.
So there's doubles. Fuck. Can I ping the boys?
From where you are now, you can't.
Okay.
But if you head backwards, further into back towards the doors of the theater, you'll be more in range of the boys.
I'm gonna do that as quickly as I can, as quietly as I can, without leaving the space.
Okay, so staying in the space, Isla quickly hurries towards the doors as you guys, taking Isla's last bit of advice is to meet down at the costume room. You guys have backed out of the door and are beginning to head towards the stairs as Isla comes in range.
They have doubles, be careful.
Fuck, are we supposed to do that information?
There is doubles. Do you think that means...
Are we together? Have we found each other? I don't think we found each other.
You guys don't know that you're near each other.
Do I hear a what the fuck does that mean? Because I hear Isla's ping.
What's your passive perception?
It's 10.
10, you don't.
Fuck. Okay, well, I hear the ping, and here's an idea. I look around. Is there anybody in the room except me?
There's currently, as you're about to exit the theater, there's the 2 with the arc buses.
No, I mean, I imagined that I was out already.
You guys haven't quite left yet. You
Oh,
guys
okay.
are just about to pass through the door.
That's great. That's great. I thought we were out in the lobby at this point, the foyer. No, just gonna go to the foyer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so head to the foyer and beginning to head down the stairs. You notice that you're near Ludie when you step on the back of his foot as you're heading down the stairs.
I immediately grab him and then put a finger up to his lips and then gently push his back to keep going.
Okay, so
then-
you guys head down the stairs.
Oh, and we're in the
So
foyer.
you're
You guys are now in the
behind
foyer.
Okay, cool.
me? You're behind me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna just hold your hand as we walk down the steps. Did you get that message? Did you hear that? What the hell do you think doubles means?
Well, I think it means that there's gonna be 2 someone.
Of whom?
I don't know, Crowley.
Crowley's an idiot, you know?
The drugs.
Business meeting, you're supposed to use certain vernacular, certain language to indicate that you're professional.
What's going on?
Well, I don't know either, but we've got information. I was
And
pointing at...
Isla, meanwhile, what are you doing? You're still inside the theater. The 2 who were watching from their positions up top have now. You've seen the one that was leaning there is now pulled back a bit. You can hear some rustling and the sound of movement. You can see that they're now beginning to pack up their arc bus and the various things that they had on both sides. They're sort of taking their time, getting their packs back in order before they probably head out.
And what about the guy downstairs? The one who was doing all the talking.
He has left with the other with the
Oh,
Crowleys
yeah,
and the
with
Crowley doubles. He went with them.
Okay, then I'll go follow behind them.
Okay. So you head up onto the stage.
You're called to... You're in charge here. You're following your plan.
So heading up on stage, you can see that where they have exited is off of what looks to be a stage left wing opening that heads back into the dressing rooms and all that. And so you begin to follow behind them, and you see as all 6 of them duck into what looks to be quite a bit larger of a dressing room on the left-hand side of the hallway.
Okay, can we pause for 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
We've been through most of this theater already.
Most of it.
So, where am I now in relation to where we've been? If I told the gents to head to the
Props room?
costume room, props room, whatever, do I know where that is in relation to where we are right now?
Give me a survival check for spatial awareness.
I like that. Do I like this roll though?
16?
I like the roll.
You know that the costume room is further, you've come quite far into the building, and you know the costume room is the opposite way from where you came. So you need to head back the way you came, which it looks like the hallway does veer a bit in that direction.
Okay.
So you're hoping that it will bring you in that general area, but you're not entirely sure.
Ugh, I'm just so worried about those snipers with all of their weapons.
That they'll kill us?
Yeah, that if while I'm invisible I could steal some of their shit. But I shouldn't, because that's stupid.
Well, they're packing up now.
Yeah. So maybe they'll leave?
Well, stealing would be way harder. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they're off guard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll follow them
Okay.
into the dressing room.
So following them into the room, the door is left a little bit ajar. And you come in just as Crowley's going, whoa, 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 hey, what are you doing? And the one who's been leading all this says, just a little precaution. Sort of waves a hand in front of him, and you see Crowley's clothes change to theater blacks. And then you see the two of the other ones that are with him that are imitating the other two of Crowley's followers. A small wave of their hands, and the two followers' clothes.
Okay, so I
change
know
to
which
theater
one is the
blacks.
real Crowley because he just spoke.
Yes.
I have no way to mark him. I want to tag him, but I don't know how. Okay, yeah, no, I just stick with him.
Okay. So after this, there's a little bit of a shake, and so the other two, and then now there's 7 of them in this room. The one who's been leading all this gives a little nod, says, well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you, and I hope that our bosses will be in touch. Gives him a bit of a nod, sort of waves his hand towards the door that you were like peering in, and you see the 6 of them begin to head towards the door while this one seems to be remaining in the room and sort of backing away from the door. All 6 of them
Speaking his head again.
come through the door.
Crowley's.
Okay.
The one I know.
Yeah.
Props room and Crowley. Alone.
Okay. Give me a persuade. Give me another performance check.
Addition.
15?
Celebration.
Okay. You see, like, as Crowley is leaving, you can see the Crowley double, which sort of confuses you for a second, and you see Crowley sort of looking around, which confirms that that's the one
Yeah.
that you're meant to be going with, and he sort of shrugs and sort of pulls something from underneath the illusion a little bit tighter around himself. And then the 6 of them begin to head down
I follow.
the hallway. Okay?
You follow the 6?
I'm so interested in that one guy, but I feel like staying behind is a bad thing.
Oh, I thought the one was Crowley, or is it just a rando?
No, it's the opiate rep, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The main one that has remained behind is the one that's been talking the whole time, that's been sort of
Okay.
leading the
Okay.
conversation.
I'm just interested in what you're going to choose.
So they're starting to head down the hallway.
I follow them.
Follow them, leaving the one behind. Okay.
No, I stay with him. I'm gonna start to go
So
to the door.
Isla
and
starts to
then double back a
go,
little.
begin to see them start to like head down the
I
hallway.
like stand in the doorway and look back at this guy.
So you stand in the doorway and you watch him?
Yeah.
Okay. So you watch him, you see him sort of like look around the room a little bit and sort of like dust himself off and sort of begin to like take a little bit of a peer around the room, begin to stretch a little bit, and as you like sort of like turn around and glance, you can see that now like all 6 of them have now gotten to the point in the hallway where they're passing where the bright lights were, which is where you guys are right now. You guys are heading towards the prop room, which is where Isla has told you guys to head to, and coming through that door that's now wide open where the guy first ran through when he was experiencing his changes from the drug, you see directly in front of you just this brigade of 6 people all in theater blacks. Looks like some of them look vaguely, like eerily similar. It's very weird. Begin to head down the hallway down towards the props rooms.
But we're not there yet?
You guys are like at the entrance to this, and they pretty well like cut you off and begin to head past you. Like they just don't notice you at all because you guys are invisible. But they just
So
cut
it's
past
6 men in
six
black.
6 men in theater blacks, they look eerily similar. Like there's pairs of them that are similar. But in this room now, Isla, as these guys begin to head down the hallway, and you guys will soon decide what you do, you see the gentleman who's been talking, give like a little bit of a stretch, and well, that went rather well. And you see beside him materialize out of invisibility a woman with sort of like short reddish hair, a few freckles across her face, one green eye, and one like lightly tinged blue eye. She looks to be wearing sort of like this leather coat that fits quite nicely on her, and the rest of it looks like quite proper attire. She keeps herself quite well dressed. It's very director-esque is sort of the general vibe of this character. So, yes.
Does she have a pet with her?
She does not.
No
she
pet?
does not have a little white dog.
Foo-foo.
She says, "Yes, that went rather well. Although Crowley was acting rather strange. That was, well, I mean, Booker's gang is a group of thugs and addicts, so I wouldn't put it past them." The other one sort of laughs. "So, what is the plan then now that we have, hopefully, assuming that Booker will accept our offer, what is the goal now? I, honestly, having talked to Crowley, I don't feel like they will be much of use to us." He sort of like reaches out and like strokes his face softly. And you see like under her thumb, his face begins to like shift a little bit, and then it sort of shifts back to what it was. We don't need them. We need to use them. I don't care what Booker will bring to the table. It is simply what we can use Booker for. If we have his ties, if we can get into the Black Emporium, hell, if we can get into some more rings in this city, there's no telling. And she shifts herself, and you see Crowley, what we can do. Right, well, I've got to go meet with boss man. Catch you later. And heads out the door. Meanwhile, you guys, what are you guys doing?
Tailing them.
Tailing them?
At least I am.
Sounds good.
You're pushing me from behind, so I'm not resisting.
I say lightly in Elvish because it's a less concussive sound than common or draconic.
Follow.
I don't think I speak. Oh, I sure do. Oops. I do speak Elvish.
That's why I use it, because I know you speak it.
And I don't.
So, as you begin to follow them, they head down the main stairs, and instead of heading towards the props rooms, these guys take like a little bit of like a hard left towards those two rooms that you guys hadn't entered before yet.
Take a hard left.
And you see one of the guys in the group begin to like head towards the prop room, and you hear from within the group, aye, come here. And he goes, oh, yep, and sort of rejoins the group, and they enter into one of the room at the farthest end of the hallway. There's these two rooms. They enter the one at the furthest end of the hallway, and you hear sort of this like metallic groan as the door.
So this is the offshoot of those three doors?
Offshoot of the two doors, yes.
Oh, the
It's
two doors.
Offshoot of the two doors from the staircase that you guys went out.
I then say in Elvish quietly,
Ludie, do you want to tail them and I'll wait in the room like Isla asked?
No, I think we should stay together.
Stay together, I'm with you. No one's...
No, but you can go. Yeah, okay, I'll tell them.
Great.
Stay together, but you can go.
I
just
need to remind
and
you
then
real quick.
I say, and it's fucking poetic as hell because it's in Elvish. I say, remember, I'm always with you. And I move down the stairs and leave Ludie. I'll just go to the prop room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not go to the prop room, but go to the room that they're going to.
No, I think Ludie's following them.
Oh, Ludie's following them. You're going to the prop room.
I'm just gonna follow Isla's original orders.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Ludie, you stick with them
Yes.
as Rex goes away.
Where are we in the? Are we in the
Going solo.
foyer?
You guys are in the basement now. So you guys have headed down from where you guys were upstairs, headed down into the foyer, cut across into the hallway you guys initially were in, saw the six of them come down and
Yes.
head downstairs into the basement. You guys followed them downstairs, Rex is heading down into the prop room, and you're following them left into these 2 rooms that you
So if
haven't
Rex
seen
is on his
before.
way to the prop room, then I know for sure I'm on my way into a room that I haven't been in.
You haven't been in before.
Okay.
But, giving them a little bit of a follow here, you sort of keep close to them. They don't seem to really worry too much about the door, and so you come in behind. You come in behind just as someone comes up to the door and begins and like closes the door pretty well right as you slip into this room. So you slip in and you're sort of like looking around, and you hear like the slam of the door behind you.
I hate that.
And you see one of the individuals who looks to be identical to the one that you saw that did the first transformation into the Wood Elven girl, with his hand on the door and sort of looks into the room. And you can see now in this room with like the little bit of street lamp light pouring in from some of these boarded up windows.
Wait, how close to that guy am I?
That guy's like literally 1.5 feet away.
I'm
from
like,
you.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna, is there anyone behind me?
No one behind you.
Okay, I'm just going to very slowly, like just millimeters at a time, melt away from it.
Okay. So closes the door and sort of looks around. You can see now with a little bit of light pouring in the room, it looks like you're in like a shower room. You can see at the center of the room is like a little console of these various like wooden lockers that have begun to rot a little bit with disuse. You can hear like the dripping of water from a couple of these like leaky faucets in the room.
But notably not a laundry room.
Notably not a laundry room.
Because we know what goes on in laundry
Yes.
rooms.
This is a shower room.
Ah, totally.
But they come into the shower room, and you see 3 of them sort of walk ahead. 3 of these like weird sets of identical duos that you recognize from your time with Rex. You recognize Crowley. You recognize that there's 2 Crowleys in this room, which is very strange. And there's 2 pairs of each of the other 2 guys. And you see one set sort of stays near the doorway, and the other 3 sort of like come into the room. And the one Crowley that has walked away turns around and says, I think we took a wrong turn somewhere. It's easy to get lost in a place like this. We should just, and like begins to head towards the door, and one of them like steps in front of him. And this is the other crowd. This is the one that has changed into Crowley.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm sorry, mate. Seems you've outlived your usefulness to us.
Pulls out a Derringer, followed by the other 2, and you just hear a trio of
Oh my
all
god.
3 of them
Kill Crowley?
onto the ground, and just the blood begins to flow into small puddles on the floor. And the 3 of them sort of look at each other, sort of like with a small chuckle. Oh, like he digs. Like yours, no, he doesn't better.
Wait, Kale, is there a hiding place that I can see in the room?
Looking
that I
around,
can slowly move to while this is happening.
you can like sneak around them to the opposite side of like at the center of the room. There is like a big bank of these wooden lockers that are at the center of the room, where like people would, I guess, if they came to the showers, that's where they'd leave their stuff.
Yeah.
And you can sort of circle around to be on the other side of that, so you can watch them from the other side, but not be like in and amongst the goings on.
Okay, I'm going to
He's a fucker.
sneak away over there.
Okay, so snaking away over there. You see the 3 sort of like look at the bodies as like the blood begins to like fill like this small pool on the ground. Well, Lottie wouldn't want us to leave our garbage hanging around now, would she? Alright boys, we're gonna go hide these in the props room. And just grabs each one by the collar and just starts dragging them, and you just see like the line of blood just begin to like pool behind them as they get dragged out of this room.
They killed the 3 other, not just Crowley, they killed all 3?
They kill all 3.
Oh my fucking god.
What did I... Okay, I'm just getting a little bit lost between what I know is going on and what I see. What did I see exactly?
So you saw, coming into this room, you saw 6 people,
Yes.
all
Three
three
sets
sets
of
of duos, 3 sets of 2,
Yeah.
and you recognized Crowley. So there was 2 Crowleys in this room.
Yeah.
And from what you had seen with like the faces changing and stuff, you can only guess that like someone has shapeshifted into Crowley. You saw one set of them stay by the door as the other set sort of came further into the room, and the set that stayed by the door executed the other set, and is now dragging them out of the room.
Okay.
So 2 executed 4.
3 executed 3. Because there's 3 sets of duos,
Yes.
and one set of the duos executed the other set of the duos.
3 people killed 3 people. Everyone killed their twin.
Everyone killed their twin. Everyone killed their twins.
This is the
Sorry,
best
I don't know why I'm
Shakespearean
so
Well, no, I think like the duos, trios.
I was like, a duo killed 2 other duos. No, wait. One half of all. Yeah, twins. I'm with you.
Twins executed their twins and are now dragging them out of the room. The door sort of like slams open, and they start dragging these bodies out of the room. And as they drag them, you can see like the blood pool that has begun to form, just begin to sort of weirdly follow them, as if like the blood is receding back towards them as they're dragging these bodies.
She's
Out of
Does it
the room.
seem like something weird is going on with the blood? Like
It seems like the blood should not be moving like that. It seems like they are somehow pulling the blood with them.
Okay.
So in the meantime, I've been in the props room.
You've been in the props room. Coming into the props room and looking around, you don't see anything, which is exactly what you'd expect to see if Isla was there.
Jack
Exactly.
just said it's 12th Night, directed by Tarantino.
That's good, Ted. Oh, that's good. Great. So, having moved right into there, I'm gonna just call out in Elvish as I've been talking, Isla, and
No answer. You don't get any ping in your head as you'd expect.
I then scratch my dragonborn chin. I think, if I was Isla, where would I be hiding? And I look towards the bug helmet.
The bug helmet is on the ground.
And I go over, and I go over,
Is there a bug
and I kind of like turn it, and I look and say, no Isla in there. And I go over to where the dress is, like where the shirt was that I grabbed, and I open them.
So there's sort of like tink, as you like open up the various hangers, and as you start looking, you hear just like this coming from the hallway.
I did want to say that there was something I was going to do. Imagining
Please.
that just because like that conversation I thought took a little
Oh,
longer.
it's still like this is like far down the hallway. You hear like this dragging sound start to happen.
Okay, then less comedy and more to the badassery. I reach into someone's coming, and instead of pulling out a weapon, I'm just going to reach into my little paraphernalia belt within my coat. I'm going to pull out a docile axe. And I'm just going to put my shoulder next to the doorway and wait. And I'm going to kind of hold it by my face. And I'm just going to like gently hum to myself. And then I'm going to like look around the corner and see what I see.
Yeah, so peering around the corner, you see the trio of Crowley and his 2 hench buddies dragging the corpses.
Oh, I followed them. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're following them?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm following
Dragging the corpses of Crowley and his 2 hench buddies.
And I say in Draconic an old phrase that is only ever translated into, what the good fuck? And I whisper that, and then I shut right up, and I kind of press my back, and I remember I'm invisible. I stand out, and I just watch it a little longer.
As they sort of drag them towards you, see they begin to come back towards into the room, and you can hear them start to... You can hear their grunting. Oh, these boys are heavy. Come on, I wonder if they can even stay up there. And they start dragging them into the room, and you sort of watch them as they drag them between the 2 large racks of clothes. And get the ladder. And you see one of them sort of like tosses the body a little bit into between the 2 large costume racks and heads to one of the walls near where the masks are and pulls like a large step ladder off the wall and begins to bring it over. And Ludie, you've now also entered the room following behind them. You can't quite tell where Rex is, but the 2 of you are watching this as they bring the step ladder over to sort of like the middle of the costume racks and just begin like hoisting one of the bodies up to the 2nd story of the costumes and just and you hear this disgusting as you see like a small hook cut through one of them as it looks like a meat hook has been placed up in this set of costumes. And then they just sort of like move a couple of the costumes over them. And give me a perception check, both of you.
Yep.
There's now officially enough
Right.
light in this room that you can both see, as these guys are also carrying with them some of their lanterns.
18.
18?
Yep, that's 18.
19.
19? So you both
20,
see as
19.
they sort of shift down a few of these costumes, and it's like these like big, heavy shifts that they're doing. You see they shift, and you see the pale body of someone hanging in this 2nd story of costumes as they push his body aside. Oh, next one. And they hang up the next one and
Are there That is disgusting, but I need to know something. Is there anybody... Did they move up to a second level?
So one of them is at the very top of this ladder, sort of like hoisting the bodies up and meat hooking them.
Yep.
Another one's at the bottom of the ladder,
Passing
sort of
them
like
up.
helping push bodies up, and so is the other one. So the 3 of them are all at the bottom of the ladder.
Where's Crowley?
Crowley is currently the one at the top of the ladder, like hooking bodies onto things.
Okay, I have reached in. I'm going to grab another dose of lax, and I want to move up to the pair who are at the bottom of the ladder, get really, really close, and then when I can, I want to shove inhalers in both their mouths and pull the trigger.
Okay, give me 2 attack rolls with advantage.
Fuck yeah. Ooh. A 14 and a 10.
Oh no.
Okay, so the 14 just hits.
Okay.
So the first one, the one that's like beginning to hoist the last body up and is actually like currently holding his double that he's beginning to hoist up. All right, what? You sort of like see his like mouth gets like weirdly shaped as you stuff this invisible lax thing in, and he goes, "What?" and just like falls in the direction that is falls like sort of like forward into an angle, and actually like just clips the ladder in front of him.
Do you all lose invisibility or just you?
Everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you see the guy, he like falls forward and he like clips the ladder, and the Crowley who's at the top loses his balance at the top of the ladder with one of the bodies that he's like the body that he's currently meat hooking.
Yeah.
The ladder goes down and he's now like clinging onto this body that's like a good like I'd say a good 10 feet off the ground. Oi, what you doing with that ladder? He looks down, Buddy's now completely knocked out. Other one is like backed himself up to the other side and is like banged against some of the costumes. What the? Boys! And you see his face just morph back to the face of the goateed high elven man.
Yeah.
Someone here with us. Someone's in this room. Someone's in this room. And he like backs up and he's like pressed up against the costumes. The other one's like, "Get me down from here! What are you doing?"
Still
See
invisible?
him?
You are. Oh, because that was an attack.
Yeah. No, I think.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But I did want to say that my concentration doesn't end because I've attacked.
no. So you
You
guys
guys are
stay
still
in, but
invisible.
if his concentration breaks, you guys lose your invisibility.
Yep.
Okay.
But you guys stay invisible.
Okay. Good.
So you do that. They sort of back up, hit the wall, and then Rex almost like immediately after guys holding on to body, dude is just passed out in front of the ladder. Ladder is now like flat in the middle of this little alleyway between the costume racks. Rex sort of holding the 2 expunged lax canisters into view. And that's where we're going to end the session. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and watching the first episode of Dungeons and Drama Majors.
Yeah.
It was so much fun getting together and getting to do this again.
Yes.
It has been very much missed over these last few pandemic months, and
Yeah.
very much looking forward to getting back at it and seeing what the hell comes of this bad scenario that the party has gotten themselves into now, where they're like weirdly entwined in this. They're now in the middle of something that they didn't think they were going to be in the middle of.
Yeah.
Now it's a whole thing.
Didn't expect many things that you've thrown at us tonight.
Didn't expect a lot of it. But,
one thing to note is, unfortunately, because next week is Easter weekend, we won't be streaming next weekend, but we'll be back the weekend after that. And in the meantime, feel free to follow, like, and subscribe us on Twitch or YouTube, where we do have all of our past episodes and all of our other content on there. So you can catch up if you'd like, and then join us in 2 weeks for whatever this craziness is.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a little more involuntary drug use.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Giving people drugs when they're not expecting it.
We're so happy to be back. Thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
honestly, thank you guys so much for watching, and believe with that, we'll catch you guys on next Sunday, but in 2 Sundays. Have a good night, guys, and be good, be safe, love each other. We'll see you later.
See you Sunday.
Bye.